The Utopia Project.
Hello and welcome to the Utopia Project. This is a place where we build dream little planets, and sometimes we invite guests and you along for the bloody ride. I'm Chunky T, and I'm joined each and every week by Jack Magic. Hello. And working tirelessly behind the scenes is producer Vorney.
Wagwan Massive.
Wagwan Crew. And also, sadly, this week, Sharpie's not here. We can't locate him, is the bottom line. That does sound like water, doesn't it? He was last seen at our water park in Lincoln.
Since then, his phone's died. No one knows where he is. So if you have seen a wild Sharpie, let us know.
Yeah.
Because he could be out there.
Pretty much.
Stalking your water.
We all good, boys?
Delightful.
Yes, Should we say it?
Weird, I was waiting for Sharpie to respond there.
Should we say it?
What?
It's fucking hot, isn't it?
Oh, it's well hot.
It's been hot. It's been hot again.
It was well hot last week.
It is last week.
Yeah.
Isn't it? But
I had to ask Leanne, I was like, this is the start of summer then? This is it?
This is summer.
This is now summer, because I never know the dates.
Yeah, well,
or like the time.
Mark Jim was saying to me yesterday, apparently in something like 10 days, that's midsummer, and then you start losing light again. This is summer. Yeah.
Oh.
This is where summer should be. Like,
I'm not a summer boy at all.
I am.
I said to somebody today that I love the idea of it.
Yeah.
I love, on paper, sunny days. Yeah, start me all the fuck up. Open my curtains. Sunny out. Great. It's going to be a lovely day. Go outside and I'm like, turn this off. Horrible.
See, I love it, but I don't mean to mention and brag about it again, but I've got aircon at work and I have aircon at home, so I'm all right.
And in the car.
I don't know about you lot, but I'm all right. I got a lovely message off of Jimmy today, off of Depressed CEOs, and he was basically saying how he's melting.
He's proud of you, he said. You showed me it, didn't you?
Yeah, he's melting in the... Well, should I just play it quick?
Yeah, go on.
Got no better to do, we?
Last summer, did we skip it a little bit? It didn't feel like a proper hot summer.
Don't think we had a proper
last
one.
summer, we had a false start summer, and then we had another bit of summer, but like later in the year, because all my plants was like, we're going, oh no we're not, hang on, and then, we're going again, oh it's too late now, it's winter.
It's cold.
This is Jimmy anyway.
Hold it right in the bottom, mate, because...
I'm just stood in the park, baking in the heat, sunburnt, sweaty, and my bollocks are so stuck to my leg, I cannot remove them. And all I can think in the back of my mind is, I bet Jack is just sat in his aircon, just nude, lording it up. And I'm proud of you, mate. I'm proud of you, because you had the foresight. You had the foresight for this heat wave, and I'm proud of you for that. You believed in it. You drilled a big hole. You went for it. Good for you.
Big hole.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, so...
You're an aircon wanker.
TikTok's all just trying to sell you these, quite frankly, shit, like...
Yeah.
What are they? Like, they're like fans where you put water in them and ice. And
I don't know.
I've had one.
There's a new one where this pad thing gets cold. I don't. Yeah, no, I don't know. When you turn it on, it gets cold, and then it blows cold air at you. It's like it does a cold ceramic tile at the back of the fan.
When are we going to be a nation where it is like just full air?
It's getting there. It was a big thing on The Apprentice this year. I think the guy who won it was installed aircon.
There's a market for it, yeah.
And he's like,
just that little machine has made my life considerably better.
Yeah. I think if I have the ability to, when I renovate the house, I'm gonna go down that route. I think of having some sort of aircon.
I'll just pay you to do it, Jack.
What?
I'll drill a wall in the house.
Drill a wall.
Is that cold enough, David?
Imagine how hot you
Still at the bottom of your bed.
The fan's doing all right for me so far in the bed. I have it blowing directly on my face, and I just have the smallest of sheets. You know when you got a sheet cover but it's not got any tog in it?
Yeah.
It's just the sheet.
Yeah.
It's just real thin.
The annoying thing is,
across
a
my belly.
35-year-old, I know what you mean about Tog.
Yeah. I hug the outside of my quilt like I'm clinging on for dear life.
Yeah.
That's it.
I
I'm
need to
aside,
hug,
but just with quilt here.
Well, I heard that you wake up with icicles hanging off your nose.
Off my nose. Yeah, because my knob's not long enough. No, it's lovely and cool, but like I say, until you got it on and going, it is, again, humble brag. Because I live in a new build, it's fucking red hot upstairs. Like, you can't cool that bastard down.
No.
Great in the winter, because it's always warm, but in the summer, you bastard. Is hot.
I've got new build and I experiences. That's
downstairs, decent. You cool it down all right. It's not too bad.
I've just got a horrid Edwardian house.
Just everything is either freezing.
Yeah, it's just cold all the time.
That's nice though.
It is all right, but the trouble is with I think I've probably said this on the pod before, but the heat gets in, so my house will be sweltering and horrible next week after everybody's just turned back to normal.
And your house is just radiating all the heat that it's just charged up with.
Yeah, my house goes, don't let the heat in, and then it finally gets in, and then it stays in. And I'm just
because your walls are 3 feet thick and red hot.
Fucking nightmare.
Yeah,
but I've been quite enjoying the sun. It's made me realise that I am concerned about Salou now.
Right.
Because I haven't been abroad in a lot of years.
Well, I think me having holidays and dealing with heat for a little bit before, sort of at the start of this season, I think that has helped me dramatically deal with this.
Oh, just like, well, where I've been.
When I was in Rose, mate, it's 35 degrees.
It's a different type of heat, though.
Yes. I love that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's mad that we're actually doing this on the podcast now, because this is the small talk I give to my clients. But yeah, it is. It is a different. We're a green country, aren't we?
Yeah.
We've got
How many times you had that?
all the time. I go out for a cig and I'm like, whoa. Saying that.
Yeah.
Still there in that sky and the weather and that.
Yeah.
Still there. Believe it or not. It's sunny now. I reckon at some point it might rain.
It's going to get cold, isn't it? I like still the humidity thing blows my fucking mind with and again, the aircon machine. How much water it pulls out the air, I find is mental. I'm like, you've pulled that out of
thin air.
Nothing.
Thin air.
You just put all that water was in here. What? I've got a bucket full. How have you pulled this out of this room?
We are a very moistureful country.
But I always pour it away in the bath in the morning. I think that water looks real crystal fresh. But then I realise actually that's just sweat.
It might
and
be
moisture.
a lot of sweat.
All that is that it's been collected by a machine and put into this bucket.
Sweat?
Yeah, for a day.
A bucket of it.
A bucket. Yeah, I'll do that.
How much? How much?
What's your lowest?
What's your lowest? Fine then, let's do this game. So £5 million.
Yeah, easy.
£2.5 million.
Easy, yeah.
£1 million. 500,000.
I think the lowest I go is 10 grand.
10 grand. Oh, you cheap slag.
I drink a bucket or drink a glass.
A bucket.
I couldn't drink a bucket.
A small bucket.
That because you gotta think about
a sandcastle bucket.
Like a fish bowl's worth.
Yeah.
Is there any health not benefits, but could you get ill by drinking your own sweat?
I don't know actually. I think long term you must.
Surely technically it's an excrement, isn't it? So it's not something that you
should be taken back in.
Yeah, it's something your body doesn't need, isn't it?
Yeah, I'd have to
I suppose the percentage of it is water, isn't it? Because that's why, if you sweat a lot and you drink a lot, you don't need to go for a wee because your body's used it in other ways.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'd have to Google the science before I make an actual answer.
Yeah.
Yeah. One thing I did when you were talking about it pulls moisture from the air, my brain automatically went to because when I'm not in my house, my asthma is better and my allergies is better, and I think we got carpets, cats. And I think it's just.
Are you allergic to cats?
And I think to myself, I am definitely allergic to cats. Even though I have two, but they've kind of with Mons and Bosie, I'm all right. But it must be doing something with my asthma and my allergies because when you said it's in the air, you ever seen when you open the curtains in the morning and you got the light beam coming through, you just see the dust particles.
Yeah.
And I woke up to that and I was thinking, oh man, I'm breathing that in. Because you don't see it right now.
No.
They're like tiny.
That's one thing.
moisture.
That's one thing I've noticed at work though as well, because work is dusty as a motherfucker. Like you literally can dust, and 2 days later it needs dusting again. So you're just fighting a losing battle. But when you have the aircon on, considerably less.
Yeah, it's part of city living though. That is.
Yeah.
Like if you move out to where
we've
our
got
mum
a big
is,
dusty car park, you see. So.
Yeah.
Are you a mouth breather? Because I am heavy like.
I can be. I must admit. I think
I'm trying to breathe through my nose like constantly, but it's always blocked up. I don't know if I've got deviated septum or not. Because that filters out a lot of the stuff because your nose hairs and stuff.
Yeah, that's what
Safe
it's
for
designed to
breathing
do,
through your
isn't it? Yeah.
It's like,
So I have that many nose hairs, I can't breathe through my nose.
Yeah, it's all
I have to
tangled up.
fucking trim them all and pull them
I'll
out.
bring in that thing because I got that magnetic thing that pulls it out. And it
I
does
won't mind
help.
having a go.
Is that any
but-
good?
I'll bring it.
Just put something in your nostrils then.
No, it's a sticker on the side, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like
All right.
like magnetic.
Two little
sticker.
magnetic stickers, and then you've got different sizes.
Right, I see.
And then I use a massive one.
Fucking hell.
I worked with it one day. I could feel like the cold air was going into my brain. I was like, "Yeah, bastard!" I'm not even breathing properly.
That I think Jimmy brought us it. That Kanashi, the nose waxing thing. That was
He said you breathe in 4D.
that was rough. That.
Have you done it, Dave?
No. We was going to do it on the pod yesterday, but
Well, we're recording a Patreon Monday.
Yeah,
I'm
we
not
are.
doing it, man. I'm not putting my nose there out.
Why not?
It fucking hurts, man. I could imagine.
It hurts, but it is good.
Have you done it?
Yeah, I did that.
I think what you should do, right, is get the old smelling salts off Jimmy, get yourself a nose wax,
Yeah.
and then have a go on the smelling
I'll go on them
salts.
salts.
I mean, that's going to sting.
Yeah.
Some people on the pod, man, they do the smelling salts and they keep going for it. And I'm like, oh, it must have run out. I did it recently. It's not run out. These people are like just lapping it up, like, oh.
Sharpie loves it. I mean, he brought it on.
People
the
get
pod
mad
a
at
few
it, yeah.
times. He fucking.
Gets me. I'm like, oh.
That's the
Yeah.
point. Sharpie, when he was doing powerlifting, he got it in his eyes and he did a bench press completely blind. He couldn't see.
Jesus.
The best videos I've seen is a company that does smelling salts waiting outside a gym. And then, well, I don't even think it's necessarily a gym, but they're waiting outside shops or whatever and asking people, oh, we're just trialing this new fragrance. Do you want to try it and let us know your feedback?
Shit.
And they're opening it and going like that and going, just take a big whiff for us and let us know what you think of it. So then people are like, and then just like nearly passing out and just being like, you fucker. Yeah. There's one lad, he just stops talking. He just,
I have to watch that.
I don't really know what they do, but I've always been a bit scared of them, really. But
have you had a go on it?
nah.
I quite like. There's a weird.
I got a bit close. It's like bleach, isn't it?
Yeah, it's ammonia.
Yeah.
Ammonia salt, isn't it?
Yes, I'm trying to think what the closest is. Like, imagine Vicks Vapor Rub times 17 million.
Right.
And just like, wow, it's not. I thought it'd have a smell, but it doesn't. It's just like a. It's not even like mint.
No.
It's like just a. I can't
chemical as
describe
fuck,
it. It's
though,
like
innit?
chemical, like boom.
Yeah.
And you
Because
just,
it gets you going, for, like I say, for the powerlifting and shit like that. It gets you going. Is it basically like huffing glue? Is there like a short-term high?
Yeah.
kind of, yeah. It doesn't have
Solvent,
a
innit, I
smell,
assume?
though. Like it's like a. It's hard. I thought it'd have a stench or something, but it doesn't. It's just like a. It hits you right in your fucking temple.
In your,
It's like
your
he's
tear
sniffing
ducts.
knives or something. That's what Theo Von says.
Sniffing knives.
Yeah, knives to the
Wow.
brain.
Right, should we do a sponsor?
Yes, we can do.
Right, you've written on here.
It is you boys,
Yes.
isn't it? You're doing the sponsors.
Yeah, so this week, the Utopia Project is sponsored by Snore Stop.
Yes, it's sponsored by Snore Stop, and Snore Stop is the smart pillow that roasts you to sleep. Are you tired of your partner snoring like a chainsaw in a tin can factory, or are you sick of your own midnight nasal jazz solo? Me too. Fucking hate snoring. Introducing you to Snore Pal, the only pillow that detects snoring and personally insults you until you stop. With patented roast to rest technology, Snore Pal says things like, "Are you trying to inhale the moon, buddy?" Even Darth Vader thinks you're being dramatic, and the old classic, "You sound like a blender full of gravel and regret." Scientifically proven by absolutely no one to shame you into better sleep habits. Snore Stop. Shut up and sleep already.
Do you write that?
Thanks. Yes.
That's sick. I love it when
mate?
you,
There we go.
Just not off the top of the dome, but you've prepped it.
No, I
That's
thought
good, that's
the
good.
week I thought an idea popped in my head, so I thought I'm going to actually prep a bit, because I always prep stuff and then go, "Pfft, gone."
You've done that twice now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're really good.
You've
There you
gotten
go.
better as well. I think to remove the I don't know, behind the scenes for people at home.
Yeah.
But there's always been an issue with the sponsors of if you prep them, sometimes you're just reading the auto cue. But I think through developing the skills of doing the podcast,
We're getting better.
you're able to kind of read and just do it rather than go. And then there was this, do you know what I mean? Which is because I'm shit at reading.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
shit at reading, like I generally need like.
I always try and write that, and I'm just like, that's a bit of a guide.
That's good though, mate. You like you like doing comedy in that.
Trying,
It's good,
getting there.
Yeah, I like that. I did see a thing on Yellowstone, which is I'm going to start using more.
I need to start watching that again.
He said, if you can't sleep through a man snoring, you haven't been working hard enough. And I'm like, you
point.
know what? Yeah,
Oh boy.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
Gives me an excuse to snore. That.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say it to Liam.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're working on
See how
that.
that goes.
Yeah, you ain't worked hard enough. That's why you can't sleep through my snoring.
Yeah.
She's like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
She'll be like, you're going into the yard, David.
Just on a tangent, but
Yeah.
on talking of like phrases, that phrase that you said last week, as I've told loads of people about that. I think
What it was?
I've credited you to it. About a
What?
pigeon.
Not
I
me,
thought,
like
I thought
someone
that
else.
was fucking
Was
brilliant.
I here?
Yeah,
was.
said you don't play chess with a pigeon because it'll just shit all over the board and think it's won anyway. I was like, that is brilliant.
Yeah.
Well, it stuck with me when I said it. Yeah, because just argue with an idiot is literally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can't talk logic or reason to them.
But every
They
single
just-
time, I just imagine a pigeon like fucking smashing the place. Like, fuck you.
okay. Yeah. I feel like I talk to my dad sometimes. I'm like, all right, Dad, yeah, cool.
Right, mate.
Not one fault.
What have we been doing then? What's on the cards, Jack, today? Because obviously this is a bit of a cobbled together.
We're just kind of winging it. I mean, I'll be honest, mate. I've got some talking points, so I've got ridiculous news.
I've done ridiculous
I've done a
news.
bit of ridiculous news. Let's do a
then.
bit of ridiculous news. You got a theme tune anywhere? Do you can remember where that is?
Yeah, I have. Ready?
Sound.
You gonna sing along as well? Because I don't
can't
know
hear
what
it,
we do
but
now.
just start me off.
It's the ridiculous news. It's stupid and it's been in the news. What we got? Stories from around the world. They're here for us to abuse. What we got? Zeros, heroes, and weirdos. We've got a few. It's the ridiculous news. Whammy!
Weird how all them lyrics stick in your head, isn't it? There we go. Ridiculous news. Student rescued from mountain twice in 4 days after going back to find his phone.
That's Sharpie.
Idiot! I'll tell you now. Zero. Idiot. Zero. Rated 0. I saw it and was like, I'm bringing that to the people that need to know about it. The man identified by police as a 27-year-old Chinese student developed altitude sickness twice after climbing during the peak's off-season. The Chinese student who was airlifted from Japan's Mount Fuji last week had to be saved a second time just 4 days later. The 27-year-old climber made an emergency call on the 22nd of April after getting altitude sickness on the mountain's trail about 3,000 metres above sea level. What do we got? But 4 days later, the police said they received another call to the mountain after the student, who has not been named, can't think why, returned back to look for his phone and other belongings left behind.
It's a good job. I'm assuming he must have found his phone. Otherwise, he wouldn't have been able to call to be like, I don't feel very well.
Yeah. Who you going to call? Mountain Rescue! There you go. But yeah, it said, they said another climber found him there, unable to move after he apparently developed altitude sickness for a second time. Well, you've done it once, don't do it again, dickhead.
Is it wrong? There's a part of me that kind of wants to experience altitude sickness.
I don't think you do. It doesn't sound fun.
Sounds a bit
Look at the
wavy.
symptoms.
Because
Sounds
they're saying
a bit
about when you do
wavy.
Everest stuff, you have to go like up and then come down a bit, and then go up and then come down a bit. But that's like a day
How come we don't go that in a plane and that?
because it's pressurised, isn't it?
Good point.
If you go out of
Yeah.
the plane, big problem.
Big problem.
Mainly because you're doing 600 mile an hour.
I feel like you can.
I'm just going out there.
I feel like there's other ways to experience, altitude sickness because it's literally just
Is it like asphyxia or whatever you call it?
just loss of appetite, nausea, fatigue, and dizziness, which you could probably get.
To be fair, I have that anyway.
Yeah,
that's my base level.
Yeah. It's dealing with a lack of oxygen, isn't it? Like, the weirdest thing was when we went and did Ben Nevis, the weirdest thing for me, the weirdest thing I think I've ever seen is seeing the top of clouds when you're not in a plane.
Like on the floor.
That was odd, that. because I was stood on a hill and we walked up that high and the cloud was that low. You could see what you see when you're in an airplane. You know when you've gone through the clouds and you see all the top of the clouds. I took a picture.
Was the part of you that wanted to jump into it?
Yeah, it looked real fluffy. Yeah.
I have that thing where it's like you get to the top. When I went onto the top of the stump, I felt like I wanted to jump off.
Yeah.
I can't remember what that's called. But
Well,
I
I guess it's intrusive thoughts, isn't it?
Yeah.
Into the river.
Yes.
Yeah.
I thought I could make that jump.
You can't.
You can't.
Yeah,
They try. When
They try.
that. Well, not to change the tone. I'll see someone fall off it, mate.
What, you saw one?
Yeah, I was across the river. I had a load of fucking shouting and screaming, and then onto the bank.
What, you saw it? Where did you have your view?
Blump, gone. So, is it Irby Street? You know, where the Boston... So, for those at home, Boston Stump is a big fuck-off church in Boston. And you can go up to it, and when people are a bit down the dumps, they take their last jump off it. But so it's on the river, isn't it? So the bit where the river is, I was the other side of the river,
Right.
just coming up. I'm sure it's Irby Street. There's like a street that comes up, and it kind of goes across along the riverbank and then down.
What did you think when you saw it? It was like, fucking hell.
It was a
bit surreal.
Yeah, it was one of those, and it kind of didn't really compute because I didn't really see it. If you know what I mean, it was like if I'd have been stood like the other side of the river and knew that someone was going to jump off and was conscious, it was more of a what the fuck's going on? It's kind of happened, and I was like, oh fucking hell.
When you realise afterwards what you think it was.
Yeah, it was a weird one to process.
Yeah,
for sure.
But it also wasn't traumatising enough for me to be like, I've just fucking seen that. Like,
no. But I don't think I would be traumatised by it. I'd just be like, that's crazy.
What's weird is we was heading to there to go and smoke and drink. And I was like, fuck's sake, he's ruined it.
Go on, Tommy.
I've got to go to the actual pub and buy a drink now.
I thought about like putting a mannequin, or like when I was younger, I used to think about putting a mannequin in a bag and assembling it at the top. You know, put all the limbs in a bag and assemble it at the top, then just throw it off. That's just a weird intrusive thought.
You lot are all doing that. I'm just thinking I want to get one of them, like, you know, them foam aeroplanes and just see how far it goes.
That's really cute, yeah. Mine's weird and sinister.
Send like 10 of them. See how far you can get them go. That'd be sick, that.
Do you remember those weird polystyrene aeroplanes?
Is that what you're on about?
That's what I mean. Like they call them like a blue polystyrene.
Slide in together, and they got a little bit of plastic.
And you get them in a little packet.
No, so I'm thinking like the bigger ones. You know, the glider things that people use.
Okay,
it's like that, but big, and they're fixed.
Yeah.
I'd send one of them off there, see what it does. See how far you get it.
That's cute, yeah.
I reckon that'd be good.
So you want to throw?
You want to throw a fake body?
Yeah, just
I want to see how far
I did do it when I was a
plane.
kid, for sure.
Yeah.
I never do it. It's just one of those intrusive thoughts.
I've heard a lot of myths about the people who have jumped off there.
Avery's kicking me ass. I do apologise.
I don't know how true it is or what, but apparently there was one guy that was alive until they moved him.
Ooh.
Yeah, there's two stories I know about.
You rarely could survive from that drop.
But apparently, like, he was so shattered, and he was still able to kind of roughly communicate and move his eyes and whatnot.
Oh my god!
And he was technically alive, and then when they moved him, it was like he's gone now. Like, and the other one was a guy who he landed on his feet, and his legs shattered and came up inside his body.
Yeah, bastard.
Again, it might be one of those like, oh, you never guess what, but like,
I think I heard those same stories.
Yeah.
But equally, you know, I had a friend who had a snake.
Yeah.
And then
he was laying out next to him.
One day, he was laying out next to him, and it was
sizing what to eat him, mate.
Yeah. Fuck that old fucking chestnut. Is that it on Ridiculous News?
That's it for Ridiculous News. Just fucking idiot, man.
Idiot.
Yeah, well, it's like he's fucked it up, got picked up once, and it's fine. No, go back and get my stuff.
That is Sharpie, though.
Yeah. No, I left my phone up there. I'll go get it.
So, Sharpie was saying, I don't know, didn't
some say that's why he's at the water park now.
Well, I bet he had something really incriminating on his phone.
He's got
but if he's up at the top of a fucking mountain, or he's got a nude that he really wants back.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Fuck. If anybody
Jessica
sees that,
sent me her tits. I need to go and see
Someone
them.
will find my pen.
Yeah. That's a good point. Good point.
He's
got something on that phone, hasn't he?
Technology. Like, Just silly. Just leave the phone.
See, I don't think it's addicted to technology. I think it's just people don't fucking use their brains anymore, do they? Like I was talking to the woman at our doggy daycare the other day about like someone raised a point. It might have been you about basically saying like people are too reliant on technology at the minute. In the sense of if there was like a worldwide blackout, there's no internet tomorrow, like kind of semi-apocalypse situation, how many people do you know would have an actual any kind of idea what to do, where to go, how to look after themselves?
I know me.
That's what I mean. I think I'd be okay for a bit. I reckon I could figure out like I wouldn't want to, but I could figure out like hunting, killing, cooking, that sort of stuff. I could get like rabbits and strip them and
I
get some
think
meat off
I
there.
would be confident doing that.
I think the first two I'll probably fuck up, but I think I'd get there pretty quickly.
I was always I kind of thought, I don't know if I'll be able to kill an animal like properly. Like,
when it needs must, mate, you're getting shot.
But, like,
sorry.
I spoke about the mouse that we had. I've got a couple of mice, and like worryingly didn't have anywhere near as much remorse or guilt as I felt I should have.
Yeah.
So I kind of am trying to stay away from any killing because I feel like
I felt bad taking out an ant's nest the other day.
Did you?
Yeah.
No, see, I'm the kid.
I still did it, but I felt real bad when I was pouring the kettle all over it.
Nah, I'm like, imagine what it's like for them. They're just like fucking milling about, like get a bit of sugar over here.
I think it
Hey,
didn't...
Queen, found some fucking breadcrumbs, haven't we? Look, check this out. Oh, do you love me? Do you love me?
Oh, look, we're going to wash.
There's a fucking tidal wave coming. I like catering them in.
I think what's worse was I dug a hole out afterwards to see if I'd killed it, and all there was loads of whatever was left trying to drag all the eggs away frantically. And I was like, oh no.
Oh, you killed my wife and kids.
Yeah.
Save the children. Somebody think of the children.
Imagine that's for us like a tsunami, but it's boiling.
Yeah.
That's terrifying. Like
Yeah.
tsunami's scary enough as it is, but like add that tsunami is boiling hot, scalding water.
I think
What's worse though is you got to think the geezers at the top are going to be like, because it's in mud, isn't it?
Yeah.
The geezers at the top are going to be like, fucking hell, that's melted me to death. Like, there's got to be some level of that ant's nest where they're like, that's fucking decent, that. It's warm, isn't it? Thanks.
just how I wanted it.
Oh, you're having a great time. This is perfect. Right. Cheers, God. Thanks, mate.
Meanwhile, above them,
Everybody else
just
like melting to death. Whereas they're like, this is fucking sick. And then there's people going to be below them going, this is fucking bit cold, this. Bit chilly, mate.
Some of them just go having a little drink and be like, oh, lovely cup of tea. Just a little tea break, lads.
Water come down from above. Yes, they know what they're doing.
I think
got
of
it.
Bug's Life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go. Weird shit, innit?
Shall we have a little break?
Yeah, and then bring a fucking guest on by.
Yeah, all right, mate. See you in a minute.
Just as foot.
Utopia Project.
Hello everybody, I hope you're enjoying yet another belter episode from us this week. If you are enjoying it, don't forget, press the subscribe button on YouTube. Help us push those numbers. We're on the road to 1,000 subscribers. We're getting there, slowly but surely, but we're spreading the Utopia love far and wide. So, by pressing that subscribe button, you help us reach all them other little nooks and crannies of the world and the mad internet world that is out there. All right? So, yeah, tell your mates, subscribe, and follow us on Spotify. Show some support. It's always massively appreciated. We love you lots. I won't take up any more of your time, but make sure you've pressed that bloody button and enjoy the rest of today's episode.
Utopia Project.
Welcome back to the show. If you are enjoying this week's episode, then make sure you sign up to our Patreon for as little as £1 for a load of extra exclusive little bits and bobs. You get early release from all of our public episodes, and it's the uncut, unadulterated, unedited, in-your-face versions of the public episodes. You get discounts on merch, and you get, what else, Jack?
Stuff and things.
Yeah, I think that's about it, really.
Yeah.
£1 a month, £2 a month. Pay £100 a month if you really want.
Yeah.
You can do whatever you like. Just give us some money and we'll show you some extra bits.
Support the show. Help us pay for what we do.
Yeah, we've got more Patreon exclusives coming, and even one hopefully from sunny Spain.
Yes, that'll be coming
the
soon.
logistics right.
Yeah.
Because we're fancy like that. Anyway, in the studio this week we have Steve Calis.
Hello.
Hello, mate.
Hi, everybody.
How you doing?
Yeah, good. I've been excited. I know your faces and stuff from TikTok.
Yes.
It's like quite trippy.
Yeah.
Sitting there looking at your actual faces and stuff.
It's
The
horrible,
studio's
isn't it?
banging as well. What a great studio.
Yeah,
Thank
we
you.
put a bit of effort into it. It's quite nice.
Credit cards took a battering for this.
Yeah.
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 Understand.
But it's nice to have you here, mate.
it's a pleasure.
We've had a little like TikTok romance over the.
Yes.
It's quite a while now, I
We've
think.
been courting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just a little like here.
Yeah.
and a little
I would like to put my thing again.
Yeah.
With you saying about seeing each other off TikTok as well, I've been listening to your show this week and a couple previous, and like seeing all your clips, and obviously I've regularly seen your clips anyway, and then it was the same thing, arguably more than like when we had people like Tom Stader. I was like, that's the man from my phone.
As you saw me wandering listlessly up the road, wondering where I was.
Yeah, I was like, this guy's real face in front of me. That's weird, that, isn't it?
Yeah, it's trippy.
That bloke in my phone exists.
I would like to apologise though, because I'm not very good with geography. I thought you were a lot closer than you are, so very much, a very big thank you for making a 6-hour journey to come and sit in the room.
You said this morning, right? We was like, we got Steve on the show today, haven't we? Yeah, cool. And then you put up your story saying, I'm off on over to Lincoln, got a little train ride adventure for 6 hours. I was like, fucking what? 6 hours?
I thought you was a couple of hours. I thought it was more sort of Norwich way. I was like, it'll be like a couple of hours in the car.
It's right. It was nice. It was like I was saying when we were talking just off camera that I used to spend a lot of time backpacking and adventuring, philandering around the globe, right? And it was a little sort of taster of that, the sort of freedom and excitement of, God, I don't really know where I'm going, and I like the adventure of it. It would have been perfect if it wasn't for the heat. There's temperatures hitherto unknown to science today, and flesh melting off my bones. But it was really good. I really enjoyed it. I'm excited to. I don't know. I might try and find a few places to have a couple of sneaky beers after I've been here and just have a little adventure, probably.
Yeah,
excellent. Thanks for inviting me then.
So the podcast.
Yeah.
How long have we been running now then?
Well, there's been sort of 2 incarnations over the last 7 years. We had to go at it for a year and a half, and then I but like all things, I become obsessed with something, and then immediately don't care about it at all anymore, and it never existed. Right, that's how my brain operates. And then I decided.
Sounds like these two. That.
Yeah, that's what happens. And then I committed, and so we've been doing this incarnation for 5 years. And it's going good. It's consistency. I just released a book on Kindle, which is it's called How to Make a Shit Podcast, because we did everything wrong. We didn't Google how to do it. We just did it, got microphones and started. And the book is a really good retrospective on what we should have done otherwise. So hopefully we can spare other people the trouble. And like there's sort of clever things that we did to get money and sponsorship, even though at that time when we got sponsorship we had no listeners. And also like advice and stuff on there. So and it's good. And the show is good. We've got consistent listeners, which is weird, and the pressure of that is weird because they come along for hey, that's my book.
Yeah, there you go.
My book is on the screen.
There you go, Amazon lot. There you go.
Hey,
go and buy that book.
Yeah, go get that book. And the podcast itself is it's the thing I'm most proud of because I love doing it. My passion, the goal is to get into the Spotify top 100. That's the dream. So, and no matter how long it takes, I've committed to it. And that's what I want to do.
It's your face.
On Amazon.
Yeah, my face on Amazon.
That's crazy. What is it like writing a book? How do you even publish?
It's
I
hard.
might just publish a book.
Yeah, you can.
I wanna
It's
read
hard and it takes a long time because like that. I mean, it's really short. So you can read it like in a few hours. It's fucking real short. But
How to Make a Shit Podcast.
Yeah,
Don't do it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That's right.
Give us
And
15 quid.
I was about to say, because I'm more an audiobook person.
I'm an audiobook
and I was going to say, is there an audio version? But I suppose that the podcast is it.
Well, the point of doing the book was to do it was an elaborate plan to have another advert for the show, essentially, where this is what we're going to do. So we'll read a chapter as an audiobook and then have a chapter which is just me and my co-hosts talking about that part of the book. So it's like chapter podcast. So it fleshes out the product and gives people the right advice they need to start a show and gives a sense of who we are.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
yeah.
So it's that was the goal of that anyway. But fatherhood and life has gone away at the minute, so we'll loop back round to that. So,
Yeah, nice.
Yeah. But it's stacked with good advice, shit things we shouldn't have done. You know what I mean? And hopefully we can. If you're listening to this and you want to start a podcast, I can save you. I can save you from those initial fucking howlers. And
It is
thank
difficult.
fuck you're here.
Yeah, it is difficult. Like trying to work through those little hurdles that come along? Because like how long have we been running that for?
God knows. I think the
4 or
generic
5
answer
years
is about
on and
5
off.
years,
Like,
isn't it?
Legitimately, probably about a year and a half, 2 years.
Yeah.
It's been like where we've gone, right now, look, we've got an idea of what we want to do now. But even now, we're still kind of changed the formats a bit and trying to figure that out, what is good for the audience, what's good for us.
This is the exact time to do that.
Yeah.
You know, like there's key pieces of advice in there that I wish I'd told myself to begin with. You don't need the finished product right away because you ain't got the listeners right away. If no one's listening, if we've got a small listenership like we did, then especially the first sort of 3 years, where we're doing it just to ourselves essentially, is now's the time to be honing it, practicing it, fucking it up, playing with the theme tune, the concept, the images, everything. It doesn't matter. Get it done. Do whatever you want to do, practice, and go, that feels natural, that feels good. Let's keep doing that. Our shows are sort of like Frankenstein's monster of previous versions of the show spliced together that we're all sort of happy with. So that's sort of where we're at.
I think it's very similar with us, isn't it? I think we've about, give or take, reached our kind of final form sort of thing.
Yes.
I think this is about what it's going to be, ready to kind of do it and do it quite well.
Yeah. And you got to commit because you have to. The mental side of it is important because it's a huge pool. There's a lot of people trying to do the exact same thing.
Yeah.
And you can't be niche in everything that you do. What you got to do is, other people are going to do it. You just got to do it better. You just got to try and do it better. You got to find out what they're doing, improve upon it. And there's a part of the book, a chapter called Satellite Projects, which is a thing I've been interested in for the last couple of years, where we do something called the Pride of Yeovil Awards, which is every week or every couple of weeks, we get nominations from the public in our local town, and we give that person an award. Someone will say, oh, this woman helped my nan, and she's a wonderful human being, so we'll turn up, give her flowers, and that sort of thing. But it's sponsored by the podcast, so they'll share it. We'll put a post saying, congratulations to this person, and so but our logo is all over it. They're sharing it all over the place. There's satellite projects you can do which shine a light on the podcast, and that's the way to do it. You got to find a way to find the listeners, because they're not going to come to you because the pool's so big. So we've got to get out there and get to them. You know what I mean?
I think we need to make a note of that.
Yeah.
Well, it's just fun side projects you can do where you can, if you haven't got a Pride of Lincoln Awards, or if you haven't, think about what I try and think about what people aren't doing in Yeovil. Do that, and then locally, we're very well known locally now. Everyone knows who I am as the podcast guy and as the Pride of Yeovil Award guy. So especially because we've interviewed, and I was telling you off air that the biggest episode we've ever done. And we've interviewed people who, especially in the early 2000s, used to be celebrities, and we've had big names. But the biggest episode we've ever done was with a lady called, it's not called Jungle Jane. She's cruelly been labelled Jungle Jane by the people of Yeovil. But we sat next to Jungle Jane outside Argos and just interviewed her. And she is famous in Yeovil. Everyone knows who she is. She's been on the streets for 30 years, and no one really, there's rumours and myth around her story and who she is. So we interviewed her, got it. I paid her 50 quid for a half hour, right? She was there for 4.5 minutes and then bought some drugs. So I was like, okay, so thanks for money back. No, that's gone on drugs, that money. But that short interview was short and sweet. People loved it. They shared it. They're sharing it with their mates. The TikTok from it still gets loads of views even now. So that's a good, find local people who are interesting, find them. Appeal local. Build.
It's weird you say that, because I do a podcast in Sheffield, and we got Sheffield kind of celebrities on. We had John McClure on from Reverend the Makers. Mm-hmm. Then we had Steve Bracknell. Then he just popped off.
Yeah.
And then we started to realise, local Sheffield people in the middle of Sheffield. We're literally outside of what's the football stadium called? My brain's blank.
It's Sheffield United.
Bramall Lane.
The Bramall Lane. Thank you. Yeah, Jesus. And you're right. And we got a local pub owner on recently, and his did really well because everybody knows it.
Yeah, that's the trick.
And that's the trick. Genuinely, I was like, oh crap!
I wish we'd thought of that later. Weirdly, because the product was sort of half formed. I wasn't as good at interviewing. The equipment wasn't quite there. If we'd done it yesterday, it would have been better, more streamlined, better edited, better production. It would have been more listenable product. But as it is, it's sort of you can hear noise in the street, you can hear people yelling in the street, and it sort of puts you in the street with us. But it's not as good as it would have been if I'd done it today.
How do you find it? You're saying that you do a lot of the legwork yourself for your show.
I do the whole thing.
Yeah. How do you find that as opposed to maybe if you had a bit more of a team? Because we're quite lucky in the sense that we have a team.
Yeah, you are. Yeah, but I mean that's why. I don't want to slag off producer George, my co-host, but he was brought in to be a producer. And it's not his fault. I couldn't let him produce anything. I had to do it. He's a totally capable dude, but it has to be done by me. it's like a painting. You know what I mean? You won't, if you completed a painting, spent months painting something beautiful, it wouldn't feel 100% yours if you'd got someone else to, color it in, or to. It has to be. It's mine. It's got to be mine. It's got to be an extension of me, which is awkward because if someone doesn't like something, my brain goes, I still don't like you. And I go, oh, fuck. It's much more personal attack. But I do it myself because that's what I want to do. I just want to be a podcaster. I want to be the best podcaster in the world. I want to be the Spotify Top 100. That's my drive and ambition. And I'm only going to do that if I'm good at the lighting side of it, the sound side of it, that everything, the whole package. Like a good footballer is good at a lot of it or all of it. You know what I mean? That's what I want to be.
Yeah. I suppose the only from kind of our side of things, we're sharing different things and us having a team, I think you kind of, at some point, I think you're going to have to kind of let people help you, sort of thing.
It's coming.
It's difficult. I get it, because I know like what he's like. Yeah. And ultimately, we couldn't do this without your kind of leadership, I suppose. Yeah, like, if you weren't here, we couldn't do an episode.
That's only because I own the computer. But like,
well, yeah. Do you know what I mean? But like with what you were saying then, the footballers are like, they do great at football and everything else, but they have an agent, they have a management team, they have everything else that are helping them do every other. They're good at football. You're good at podcasts. You don't need to necessarily be good at lighting, at promo, at everything else.
I would never advise anyone, it's not in the book. I would never say to anyone, get good at all of it. This is my obsession. This is my absolute. I can't help it. I've got to be good at all of it. I just feel like I need to be the complete podcaster. And I know, it could be 10 years. It could be 15 years before we get anywhere near where we want to be. Yeah. But I'd love the journey. I'm totally prepared to do it. You know what I mean? That's my obsession. I can't help it. It's all consuming all the time. I've got to be good at all of it. That's
I remember I watched a documentary on the Beatles, and I can't remember, it was, who's the drummer?
Ringo.
Ringo was talking about how the other one, name another
John.
Beatle. It wasn't John Lennon.
Macca. Paul McCartney.
Yeah, it might have been John, actually. And he was saying John was a driving force behind the Beatles. He said, he goes, but I used to rock up to practice, and it was more like a fun thing for me. And this is one of the best drummers in the world, like ever. And he was just, I just saw it as a bit of fun, but without him, I don't think we would have been successful. And I believe in a team. I have to admit, even though, because you might be, I think it's good what you do. I think you should know every aspect of a podcast. I think that's good. But then have the ability to kind of go, because I'm like that, I'm a video editor, that's my job, and I hate, but I've never passed the book to anybody else. I've done all the video editing, the sound design and stuff like that, but at some point, I'm going to have to go, it's too much. And if I want to expand and grow, I am going to have to offload it and trust this person. Totally. I think it's very rare that you see anybody do anything on their own, even a band, right? They have, without the drummer, you've got nothing. Without the sound engineer, you've got nothing. It's just a team. Yeah,
I suppose.
Until robots and AI come in.
It's coming. It's coming. Yeah, it's coming. I suppose my co-hosts are an important part of it, because if it's just me talking to a guest, it's not dynamic enough. You need the right sort of personalities around you. And that's what I found. That's why each one was invited after the fact to be co-hosts, because I thought, that's different, that's new, that's a new opinion, they got something new to add. Actually, the show falls apart without the co-host there to split it. I just know that I just can't quite relinquish yet. Yeah, but I'm not saying I'm not saying that's the way to do it. I'm saying I'm working on it. It's getting there.
Yeah.
It's like
it's going to be difficult, and it is.
As someone who has been that person, still am to some degree. When you start to relinquish some of it, and
your brain's free to do something.
That's true.
It really does help. Because it's only probably the last year and a half, maybe, that particularly you and Sharpie have I don't have to worry at all with the production side of it on the live production that Vonnie does, because you're clued up and it just works.
And he does have buttons.
Yeah,
to do everything you could do.
Yeah, that's why I'm such a control freak. I've got this big fucking unit here, so I can do anything.
I think it's good to know.
Yeah,
but it's it leaves you now space and freedom.
I'm not looking at that screen anymore, making sure it's recorded.
That's where you absolutely bang on, because that is I'm always, and there's episodes that I've suffered because I've in my head technically about it. I'm going, I'm not sure that story's interesting enough, so I'm going to cut in and make a joke here. Why? Let it finish the fucking story.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not that light. That we need a secondary light here. That isn't really working. So I see some shade there. That camera's in the wrong fucking place. I'm going to have to edit that later. I wish Kev wasn't waffling, so I'm going to have to edit him out later. You know, I'm always producing whilst hosting, and that does take you out of it. But in the product we've got at the minute it's getting so much better. So the episode we did about what we just done for whatever it was
obesity.
Yeah, that's right.
Jack?
Yep, first one listened to actually. This was the very first one. I listened to that and was like, right, I'm going to keep listening backwards. The first thing I noticed was, but it's not a bad thing at all. Like, literally,
no, Jack, don't do it.
Started the episode and then he was like, right, and that's it for the show. And I was like, then just started.
Yeah, but that's good.
But that's like we waffle bollocks for like 3 hours.
Yeah, we assume that people give a shit.
We're like, right, we're going straight in with a feature-length film. We're not going to start little, do anything small. We're going to go straight in like we've got fucking 10,000 people that want 9 hours of us talking a day. Like, they want it, and if they don't want it, they will do.
I totally understand, but our plan is we want to do long form.
Yeah.
But first, we want to build up the sort of the trust and interest there, because I want to put out about roughly 20 minutes. Our
25 minutes.
And I think
great sort of time that is. Yeah, real good time. but some say the perfect length episode.
Remember you was outside and you was like, I was doing that thing, I was looking in the window going, that's really nice, that is.
Yeah,
You're doing that right now.
Yeah, we can see it.
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm just saying.
We're not doing that.
saying.
But the editing takes a long time. Because the record could last an hour, but we just condense it, strip it down to 20 minutes, whatever. But that's deliberate, so that we'll extend that over the next few years. Because now we've got like solid listeners. We can see people listening every week. So we go, okay, well, we can keep them and extend it by 10 minutes. Or like, so you guys do Patreon and stuff. I've always I never thought about doing that, but I suppose we can do the extended episodes like on there, I suppose. Or I don't really know much about that sort of aspect of it. But we do. That's deliberate for retention.
Yeah,
because I think we want if you can hold them for 20 minutes, then the Spotify algorithm goes, well, that's actually 70% of the episode was listened to. That's pretty good. We'll try and farm that out to someone else and see how that goes. That's the initial thinking behind that, because otherwise your retention rate. Once we've done that like an hour long and they're not great episodes, the retention dives off after the 25% mark, and then that's an even less successful episode than 25% of a 20-minute episode. So but that's me fucked up about the analytics. I mean, that's but at the minute it's working because we found a nice sort of balance.
Good middle ground.
You just mentioned, and for the people who don't know, is like you do your podcast right starting from, was it Z to A, or is it?
So we're going A to Z. So we're going through the alphabet, and each letter is some aspect of the human condition. It's relatively loose. We keep it as a theme, but that's more so we've got a structure, a journey that the listener can come with us on, so they can jump in at, say, O, and go, actually, that was all right. Maybe I'll start back with A, because there's a clear story structure of where we're sort of trying to go. That was the thinking anyway. And it helps us to plan, so we can go, next episode's about this, so actually we can structure it around these interesting facts or jokes, and then we can talk about whatever we like. You know what I mean? So I just felt like it needed structure, otherwise I would listen to episodes where we didn't have structure, and I thought, where are we going? Who's going to listen along with this? Do you know what I mean? But that's my obsessive compulsion need to get it just right and hone it. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So,
that's been the big thing for us, I think. We're just trying to figure out exactly where we had a loose idea and then it's changed. And then,
you're exactly where we are.
Yeah.
We're at the exact same point in our podcasting journey, where now we're experimenting and getting to where you want to go. We're bang on level, and it's exciting, it's interesting, because you go, well, I actually quite like this, so this will stick around for a little bit more until I get bored of it in 3 months and change it all up again. That's what I do. I do it with the fucking theme tune, I do it with the logo.
You used to get mad at me for it, didn't you?
Yeah, and I had to have a serious chat with you one day, didn't I? And I was like, look, every 3-4 months we just get going in with, and like, I'm not keen on change anyway. Like, I'm a bit autistic like that, and like, I was like, every 3 or 4 months you fucking overhaul everything, and you change the graphics, you change what we're doing, you move all the background. You go, I've redone this, we're going to do this, we're going to start doing that. And I'm like, pick a lane and fucking stay there.
Yeah, that's
for a bit. I disagree with that though. Like, I know it's frustrating for you as like someone who's in it and whatnot. And we've had this conversation before where like you felt like that ideas have been shot down.
Yeah.
Because your shop will go, what about this? And I'll do all this like weird Rain Man calculation in my head, and either not really like all you've done is gone, that's the little spark idea, and I go yes no, sort it all out.
Oh, yeah.
And anything that I bring to the table, I've spent hours of my own time going that one, add that there, and add this, that would work, and we could do that. So when I come to somebody with an idea, it's a fully fledged, I've thought of all these avenues.
Yeah,
Maybe
the hours
overthought
are
it.
not, and they
You
never
just go,
will be.
what about if we just have like cake on the show?
Exactly.
And I'm like, what's that going to do? Like, why? What's the reason? And you're just like, well, I just want cake on the show, if that's all right.
I think that's why we work it quite well, because me and Sharpie are just like, fuck it, do whatever. And you're like, no, it needs to be planned and meticulous, and we all need to know what we're doing and what avenues we're going down, and we're like, fuck it.
But for me, it's experimenting and testing, because if we had the exact same format that we had when we did episode 1, which was 5 years ago, we would still be relentlessly doing the same thing. Maybe
you need to change it up to some extent, as in like that's why we have like a rotation of different features and things like that. And we try and kind of, we've done a bit of that now, so we'll leave that alone for a bit, and then we'll come back to it in a few episodes time, sort of thing. And like the way we best describe it is we're all on a big ship, and I think you're down in the galleon depths of the ship.
That's Vorney,
keeping everything kind of going down there, loading up the cannonballs ready to go.
I think I'm driving.
No, I reckon he's driving. He's there fucking...
No, I didn't mean that in like a thingy way. It's just more like...
Vorney's in the crow's nest. That's what he's doing.
We need to go that way, boys.
It's an apt analogy.
Yeah. And then me and Sharpie are just doing our best to sink it. You know what I mean?
You're there with an hammer to the bottom of it going,
we're going there.
I want to go see the missus.
There's a knot in this wood. What's through there?
Let's go for a bit.
Yeah, where's
that island?
Where's that hole go?
We're going that way.
There's an hole. Bonnie, there's an hole here. There's water coming in, and Bonnie's going, I'm not sure. I don't think we should. I'm not sure we should be doing this.
My philosophy is, if there's something you're good at, you have to make a choice whether you're going to try and be great at that thing because you love it so much, and we love the podcast, it's so fun. Can we make a career out of that and get an income? We already do make an income from it now, but can we make it so that none of us have to work anymore, so we can just do this full time? Can we be great at something? Because I'm 34 now, and in a minute I'm going to be 40, and then a minute after that I'm going to be 50, and I'm going to think, wow, what if I'd really had a go at it? What if I'd really fucking steamrolled it? And it was fun, but what if I also hyper focus on it and tried to build something? That's what I'm just trying not to have the regret of this after, because there's nothing else I'm good at. This is it. I'm a good dad, I'm a good fiance, I'm good at my job and stuff, but when it comes to things that are marketable, I don't have any marketable skills, but I can podcast. And what if I become great at that? That's where my mentality is with it. Can I be great at it? Let's figure it out. That's why I'm a little bit more militant with it than my co-hosts and stuff, because I'm trying to get us somewhere fucking amazing that 1 million people are trying to go.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
I don't know if you've had the same realization as well. For me, Vorney's kind of the same, where because we've sort of quit sort of quote unquote mortal jobs, and work for ourselves and do our own bits and bobs and that, kind of realizing that turning something like this, like a podcast or even a band or anything like that, to quitting your day job is not as far away as it seems.
Right.
When you kind of go, right, say for argument's sake, we've had this conversation before, Jack, where it's like, say you earn $2,000 a month in your job. Everybody has this idea that, like, whether it's a side hustle business or anything creative, once I've made $1 million, I can quit my job. And it's like, no, you're going to make $2,000 a month. Then you don't need that job. And actually turning something creative into making that sort of a reasonable salary isn't too far away.
Yeah.
No.
Also, how many blokes do you remember from school? Like all three of you would have gone to school with someone who, was a fucking incredible footballer, incredible rapper, singer, dancer, and you go, man, you got a rare gift. And then they did fuck all with it. You know what I mean? And it's frustrating, isn't it? It's just the most frustrating thing in the world.
Scary to me.
Yeah, that's it. And that's exactly what I'm trying to. I go, I can do this thing. So, and I've seen so many people quit on something that they could have done, but because they've got the skill, what they don't have is the drive or the tenacity or the time or the ambition, whatever it is. So let's do it. Let's just do it. Let's just let's try and do it.
I can think of two, honestly, off the top of my head, and they became one became a policeman and one became a banker. And I still to this day have contact with one of them, and I know if I ever made a sitcom, because we used to make skits back in the day, we had the same minds. We're just like, oh, it's so funny. And I would cast him in a sitcom tomorrow if I had the money. I'd be like, I'm bringing you back in from all those years ago. But they just chose a different path.
Yeah,
and they're probably happy. I'm not going to sit here and say. I wonder. It's just, for me, I'm just like, could have been.
Yeah, exactly. It's our perspective of it, because you think, because I don't want to be someone who goes, fucking hell, I'm fucking 40 or 50 now, and I didn't try. I just thought, I didn't try. So that's all I'm trying. So all I'm trying to do is just try enough, and then not let other people's perception of our show, or not let other people's, I don't know, lack of understanding of what it is I'm trying to do affect it. You know what I mean? I'm just trying to be the best
Hard to
at
cut
it.
through that noise, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, man. Yeah. Especially right in Yeovil, no one knows what a fucking podcast is. It's quite a small town. So when I say, what do you do? And I go, well, I'm a podcast. I got a podcast. I go, what's that? You have to go, well, it's a bit like a radio show that you can put in your pocket and turn on. Just you have to explain what it is. It's real fucking ball ache. And so, So I know. I always sort of, I'm over passionate, and I always sound a little bit sort of mental when I start talking about podcasting.
Was there like a spark for you that clicked over to kind of cause this drive with the podcast, or to create the podcast?
Becoming a father. Well, so we did the podcast just because I loved doing it initially, but then when I became a father, that's when we really then had a good crack at it, because I thought, man, at the time, because of my criminal record, my work opportunities were limited. I managed to sort of push past
criminal record.
Yeah. Oh, it's vast. Yeah. but that wasn't a problem. So my earning potential was limited. I wasn't doing anything creative. I need to create. And the reason I do a lot of the podcast stuff is I love doing like the video editing, anything colourful and creative makes me sort of feel better. So the spark was that, okay, I can only earn so much here maybe, but maybe with this, if we try it when the kid's older, we can have something here to make a good income for the family. And that was the initial drive, trying to be better. And then I just sort of fell in love with it. That Tuesday where we get to record, it's just that's it. Just laughing, trying to entertain. It's amazing. That's the way to go.
Having that outlet of hanging with your mates.
Yeah, that's
like,
it. Yeah.
Being like, kind of getting paid for this.
Yeah, it's pretty sweet.
And obviously by that point you didn't fancy pursuing the life of crime.
I'd given it. I was too tired, too heavy.
I was too tired.
Yeah, I stopped enjoying the cardio, running from the police all the time.
Yeah.
It just started catching me.
Yeah.
So I'll give it up. My knees are gone.
Knackered now.
Yeah, knees are gone. Couldn't do it anymore.
Knees are gone. Take me away.
Yeah, that's it.
So what was it with the criminal activity then? Come on, you can't just fleetingly say.
Oh, it's nothing. I'll be fucked up. I went, I'm a murderer. I haven't been caught, but I'm on the run for a decade. Yeah, you're all in trouble. Yeah. But no, it was just for violent crimes. I used to drink quite a lot and always just fight all the time for like 10 years.
Yeah.
That's what it was. It's constant politically play what I need to talk, what I cannot talk about here. But yeah, it was just violent crimes. Okay. Just fighting, essentially. Just being an idiot. Because then, do you know what the turnaround one of that? I used to get into fights all the time, all the weekend. And then they started setting up like MMA schools in Yeovil. And then people used to just, I remember trying to fight with a guy, and it was half my fault. And I was like, thinking I was a tough guy. And then, whack, he just kicks me, and I didn't even see his foot. Oh, Christ. And I was like, Jesus Christ, what happened there? And then that really put me off, because I thought people are learning how to fight now. I didn't know how to fight. I'm just attacking people and brawling in the street. So when people actually learned how to fight, I was in serious trouble. So I thought, I've got to spend my weekends doing something else. And I was like,
I'll start a podcast.
Shit.
I'm going to start beating people up. These guys know what they're doing.
People get punching me in the mouth. And actually, that really hurts. I'm going to start doing that immediately and start doing something more creative. So
that's what it feels like. Yeah. That's what I've been doing.
Shit. Well, at least you learned, mate. Like, a lot of people like that will just go, no, keep punching till they stop.
And Joe, when you get to your late teens, early 20s, if someone sort of kicks your head in, it hurts for ages, and you got to go to work. And someone, and you got this tooth here is fake, and because someone punched out, and I had an interview like the next day. I had no tooth here. I'm fucking hungover. I was like, I've got to make some changes. Shit's going very wrong.
I really want to work here.
Ignore all this. The opportunity. Let me get through my drink.
Yeah, no worries, mate. Well, I suppose we best move on to the
should
bulk
do
of
the
Utopia
actual
then,
podcasting bit really now, shouldn't we?
The actual point of the show. So you have been tasked, like all our guests, as of 2 weeks ago, to create your own utopian planet.
I'm going to be honest with you now, fellas. This has spanned my head the last 24 hours. I've been obsessed with the concept of it.
Yeah,
right.
well, learning more about you
Right.
and chatting off pod and now, I understand that
okay.
because, like, I'm
not an
now
easygoing fella.
worried about sending this list to people because
Yeah.
I've not been on the other end of this list, but
Right.
will be eventually.
Yeah.
But if by the sounds of it, your head is wired the same as mine, so you'd be like, well, I can't have that because I've got to have
Well-
this, and I've got to have this, and I've got to have that. And
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
it. So I built 2 separate utopias in my head, and I got to a dark place because last night I was in bed, and I was like, "Whoa!" Because I built a serious utopia and a silly one, right? So I can play with it in the imagination of the mind. And in my serious utopia, I was like, I started off as a sort of like calm, benevolent Jesus type character building a realm, and ended up like fucking Kim Jong-un. I mean, I started off like, do you know what, we should share resources, and it'll be relaxed. People can take care of their own land and resources, that sort of stuff. I came up with a good idea for limiting personal wealth and then redistributing any wealth over that excess back into the community. Yeah, it's really good. And then I went, and my brain, it got to 1 a.m, my brain started going, and then dissenters will be thrown into the pit. I was like, oh no, what the hell's happening to me? So I become tyrannical.
yeah.
It's the hard life of being a god of a country, mate.
But
with-
it happened. You know, sometimes a dictator, at first they have good ideas, and then over a year or so, you start to go, oh yeah, he's a dictator. He
Yeah.
starts to sort of go mental with the power. That happened in about 11 minutes.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't
It
late.
makes you realise it's not going to be quite as easy to like solve
I
the
suppose,
world's
to be
problems.
fair,
That's right.
Any potential prime ministers, world leaders, anything like that, should have to do this first.
They should have. Yeah.
Can
get
you
your
do
intentions,
that
yeah.
and after 2 hours not have tried to taken over the fucking planet?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, so I did. I was throwing sort of the elderly in the pit because they were draining the resources. That pit was full by the time I was
Yeah.
oh my God, what the hell's happened to me?
There's no one left on my planet.
Everyone's dead. It's just me. That's and so I built a serious one and a funny one, and I was like, oh my God, I'm gonna have to sort of meld the two.
Yeah.
Okay. So I've ended up sort of with a utopia. Okay. I'm ready to go.
Yeah, sound.
Right.
So we start with the national flag, and I believe Dave's
That
got
is-
that on.
yeah,
The
got it
flag
up there,
the flag's not on theme, but I do have a flag. It's just it's a green background representative of Yeovil, my hometown, and then just a fucking Charizard.
Nice. I saw your message come through last night, and he was like, "Oh, I've sent this is my flag," and I was like, "Oh, jeez, he sent a picture and everything."
Yeah.
And then I opened it, and I was like, "That's fucking sick."
Yeah, I think I'm surprised there's not more sort of nations that just don't have a fucking Charizard on there. That's nice, isn't it? You want to go to wherever that place is.
Yeah.
So that's the
Well, when
green
you-
is for Yeovil. the
When you
Charizard.
consider that like Scotland's like national animal is a unicorn,
Stick it
why
on the
can't
fucking
it be a
flag.
Charizard?
Yeah, sorry, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
It's like nice and friendly, but ready to go.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's nice.
Just in case.
Yeah.
You never know.
Charizard is
Yeah.
loyal, isn't it?
Yeah.
And, like, but it's
But
nasty. It
like,
can be
watch your fucking back.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, it's
Right.
majestic, but it's got that sort of fire in its belly, and
Is
that's sort
he
of.
your favourite Pokemon? He, she? Oh.
So Charizard is. So I've had a Charizard on the. See, Pokemon's my other keen obsession
Well,
and
you
interest.
got a Squirtle tattoo about 3 months ago, did you?
Certainly did. Yeah.
You did,
So Pokemon's my other obsession, right? My favorite Pokemon is my Charizard. So I've had during the games, you could transfer from game to game to game to game. Sometimes it's convoluted, but you can have one Pokemon that's sort of 15 years old at this point, and from an old game, and have transferred them right up to the modern day games.
Fucking, I did not know you
Yeah,
could do
man,
that.
he's good.
Oh,
I
we're
forgot
talking
about
like red
that.
and blue.
Yeah, well,
Times.
the earliest one you can do, there's a way now, there's a device now where you can plug your old red and blue cartridge in, a computer pulls the data and then sends it to another cartridge, and that's how you would, it's convoluted, more convoluted than that, but you can get all your old
That's
cartridges.
mental.
Yes,
I never knew that.
So you can bring Pokemon right the way
so
through
like,
the game.
He's like your
So my
pal.
Charizard's like 15 years old. Yeah, and I've transferred him, and it's
That's fucking blown my
so,
mind.
Yeah, so it's fucking so cool. It's really cool. And what's good is after a certain point in the games, maybe about 10 years ago, you started to be able to get ribbons for your Pokemon, and then when you go to like, their summary, it's got a ribbon if you win the Pokemon or complete Pokemon Red or Blue or whatever the game is. And my fucking Charizard's like a general. You know what I mean? It's like it's just littered with ribbons.
One of them
and
ones that's got
badges.
the board that's coming off the
right.
suit.
Yeah, it's about 3 feet that way.
Yeah. Can't get through a door anymore.
So he's a decorated veteran of the game. So my Charizard is my favourite. And that's,
Has he got a nickname?
Leo.
Leo.
Yeah. Leo. Yeah, because that's
What would happen to you if that Charizard was to get lost, die? Like
Nothing.
basically
Nothing,
die.
Dave.
I tell you,
No, but emotionally.
you're not
course you're not.
Believe me, I know exactly what you're saying. I've been kept awake at night worrying about the same thing.
What, if you lost the
yeah.
cartridge, or I don't know, something happened, it got corrupted? Like, what?
So yeah, that's the risk at the minute because they just made the Switch 2 is out now, and you can transfer. So people are finding that once they're transferring their Pokemon from the Switch to Switch 2 via Pokemon Home or wherever they're doing it, they're losing. There's a guy it was on IGN. A guy lost like 1,000 Pokemon he's had for years because the data didn't transfer properly.
Surely you make a backup or something before you.
Well, it's tricky. That the Pokemon Home app you get is safe, right? But my son can play Pokemon now, and he's really good at it. So he plays like the Scarlet and the new games, and he can go into Pokemon Home and take Pokemon out. So the risk is that he'll take my Charizard, or anyway, I've got loads of Pokemon, put it in Pokemon Scarlet, and then delete the file, say, or corrupt it somehow because he tried to fucking eat the game or something. But there's a real risk of that, man. It's fucking scary.
Would there then be a risk of you beating up your child?
Yeah, he knows the rules.
Yeah.
I've drawn the line in the sand.
Yeah.
But he's really good. To be fair, he's like one of the best things is the last year or so is him he totally loves Pokemon. He's totally fallen in love with it. So we played together. You know what I mean? I'll go, fucking look at this, mate, and we'd like play the game together, figuring stuff out together.
I collect the cards. So.
I bought you a present. I was trying to buy you all some Pokemon cards, but the shop down the road didn't fucking sell any. So instead, for some reason, I bought you a load of football cards.
Yeah.
You can open them later.
They're mine, not yours.
But yeah, so that's the flag. It's a Charizard. It's very me. Charizard on Yeovil green. That's the colours of our town there.
I just want to raise a point.
Mm-hmm.
Is that the same name as your child?
Well, yes, it is. Yeah.
What? I'm assuming the Charizard was named first, or have you named your child after Charizard?
So yeah, we renamed the Charizard. There's a name changer. You can change the name of the Charizard. So after when my son was born, I changed it to Leo. My son's named after Leonardo da Vinci.
Right, I see.
Yeah, and so that's we renamed Charizard.
I just wanted to clear that up in case I didn't know if you named your kid after your Pokemon.
Yeah, no.
I will name you that boy. I will name you after my other boy.
Yeah, here's my son,
firstborn.
It would be sick if you named your son Charizard.
It would be fucking. That's what I said. But
Was your wife
no. I wanted like fucking. I was going rogue with names. I was going Aragorn. I mean, I was like,
see how far you can push it.
Dragon's Bane. I was like, just cool names. And in the end, I was like, I want to name it after someone I can sort of talk. My favorite historical figure is Leonardo da Vinci or Napoleon. I was like, Napoleon's a controversial one. You don't like little Napoleon Calis going into nursery. So I thought, Leonardo could at least be shortened to Leo. So that's where that came from.
Yeah.
So,
The name that got shot down for me that I wanted to call my son was the missus wouldn't let me have it. It was the Knife.
The Knife.
Yes.
The Knife.
Yeah. No surname.
No surname. Like
But
Madonna.
you did him a favour. I mean, no one's going to fuck with the knife.
No, that's it.
If someone says, "Oh, the knife's coming later,"
I mean,
you go, let's be careful around
knowing
it.
him now, I mean, he's a bit nuts, but he's not the Knife.
He's more of a hammer or a bludgeon.
Yeah.
Like,
the sponge maybe.
yeah, he's a brute force and ignorance kind of guy, isn't he?
Yeah.
Bludgeon Thorn sounds great.
Bludgeon Thorn.
Yeah.
Oh, that's very like, yeah, it does.
Bludgeon Thorn.
That's very nice, very nice.
Yeah, she wouldn't let me have the knife. I was very disappointed.
Yeah, no, I feel you there, mate.
There was I can't remember it now. We went to a transition day today at the school, and there's a lad there. What was his fucking name? He had a proper old man name, and it was sick. I can't remember now. It'll come back to me.
Oh, my son's going to school with a little girl called Daenerys, right, from Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
Right? And I was like, I wonder if they named her that before she turned into an evil character in the last season of the show, because she really turned and fucked shit up, Daenerys, in the Game of Thrones last season. I bet that was when the first 2 seasons where she's like, boss bitch, Daenerys Targaryen's fucking ace, and she's really cool. And then she sort of takes a dark turn towards the end, doesn't she? I was like, I bet she was born just prior to that last season happening. And now she's torturing the townsfolk with the dragon.
The season took a dark turn after season 5, man.
It's heavy, innit? Yeah. I know, it's sad. No, it's one of the great shames of our time. Do you know what's always good? Fucking National Treasure. National Treasure 1, National Treasure 2.
I've never properly watched National Treasure.
Man,
it's one of the films, it's like on at 1 a.m, so you just go, I'll put that on. And you never probably
technically National Treasure 3. Because no one's seen that before. Because what that is National Treasure 1 case.
But 3 discs?
No.
With National Treasure 2 inside it.
Signed by The Lost Prophet. That's just a callback to another episode.
Not Lost Prophets, the Bullet from a Valentine.
Oh, that was it,
yeah. But, okay, yeah. That's sick.
That's the flag.
So
take that.
we move on now to your utopian national anthem. No, hold on, your name.
See, this is another one where I sort of went. I reckon I'm going to go for I've gone for a very me-centric planet. Mm-hmm. It's a planet. It's me.
It's all about you.
Yeah.
It's cool.
Okay. Right. So I've gone for the People's. That's not really. Initially, I had the People's Republic of Steve. Right. I thought but then it doesn't sound very. And then I landed on. I used to write. I wrote a book years and years ago about Fantasyland, and the world there was called Esper. Maybe I'll just go with Esper.
That's
Esper.
cool.
Yeah, it's short, sweet, easy to remember. So Esper, and that's the national flag of Esper. Esper is the
Sick.
Charizard. So,
Yeah. So
I like the National Republic of Steve, man.
Yeah, so do I, man. Yeah, but I think
there's a bank of Steve, isn't there? What's that geezer? The geezer that started own
I think
bank.
it's Lloyd, mate.
No, it's the bank. No, it's Bank of Dave. That's what that is. That film, innit? Geezer started his own bank.
I don't know, mate. No.
Dave Fishwick, his name is in
Is this
real
one
life.
of them weird like sea movies you've watched in parts
No, that's
on TikTok?
legit. It's a geezer who started his own bank, and then he ended up like basically, I think he like sued the banks or something, and he ended up actually starting his own bank, and now he's rich as motherfucker. I watched loads of videos of him flying helicopters and shit. He'd be great to have on. He's brilliant.
Send him a message.
Yeah,
Let's
I
get
messaged him,
on.
Dave Fishwick. If you're watching, I want you on, mate. You're sick.
Go on, Dave.
Yeah.
Go on, Dave. Good work.
Yeah. Sorry, I interrupted
that's
that.
your way of getting guests.
Yeah.
Like, you don't message them. You don't.
I message a
don't
couple of people.
just shout at the camera and hope that they find our shout.
There you go. I just clip that. I'll send it to him. Yeah.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah, that's cool. So Esper.
Yep, Esper.
What is the national anthem of Esper?
So, again, this is where I want to capture the theme of the world, but the theme kept changing the more sort of evil I became when making it in my mind. And I thought maybe I'll just sort of improvise one. And then I thought, do you know what I like is the song, is the album. Do you know who Ben Howard is? You've heard of Ben Howard?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, so Ben Howard, there's a couple of songs on that album maybe does. Song called Every Kingdom. There's essentially a nice, peaceful acoustic song. Let's say, I can't remember the name of the song now, but a Ben Howard song, or any Ben Howard song from Every Kingdom album, and that, because it's peaceful, it lets you know that you're going into a nice utopia, not the heinous, tyrannical utopia
That will be behind the
it very
gates.
nearly was,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
probably is underneath the surface. So,
I see.
so-
Lure them in, get them through the
Yeah,
gates,
yeah.
and then just sign this contract so anyway, and it's all lovely, isn't it? I know you like the music.
Whoopsie-daisy, to the pit.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
I
that's it.
shouldn't have signed that. Off to the hellfire.
Yeah, there's something nice and acoustic like that. It's like peaceful walking on the beach in Cornwall vibes. That's what I'm going for. So yeah,
Nice.
That's
it.
sick.
Yeah.
Like style.
So, what would be your national food and drink? Your national dish?
I thought long and hard about this, so I've gone for my favourite meal. Okay, and that is a mixed grill with 2 pints of cider and black. That's it. That's the national dish.
That's what
Yeah,
people
Good
from your
choice.
planet know.
huge plate of meat and some cider. Proper West Country. Can you tell from West Country? It's mostly cider and meat.
I never picked up on it. I didn't have any. No, I didn't. I didn't realise you had an accent. If I'm honest.
Cider, meat, and then maybe just a cow watching you eat it. It may be on a field somewhere. But mixed grill.
Yeah.
That's the national.
Have you
food
got a
of choice.
favourite place like in Yeovil
I tell you what's
grill?
good, and what has recently broken my heart is our Weatherspoons. I assume you've got Weatherspoons here.
Yeah.
So they're national, they're sort of institution. Our Weatherspoons did a mixed grill, and they're about £3 or something, aren't they? Weatherspoons like nice, cheap, good food.
Yeah.
And they did an overhaul. Now I think they're all, I think they're too good for us. They've stopped doing mixed grill. They've started to fancy the place up a little bit, change the menu.
Started putting weird like seasonings on things.
Oh, it's calamari and shit on there, and I'm like, what the hell's going on? So the mixed grill is gone. So it's devastating. I've got to find somewhere else to go. So
Terrible.
Yeah, but Spoons did it, man. Spoons it's cheap. It's definitely been microwaved for 3.5 minutes before it came to your plate.
There's a lot to be said for a Spoon's breakfast, man.
Oh man,
It's like £5. It's Billy Basic. You can't really. It's not great, not terrible. You can't go wrong.
Scratches the spot, doesn't it?
Yeah.
exactly what you want it to do.
Yeah.
Why is it a mixed grill then? Like, have you got like a specific sort of
I'm just a
like
big,
memory that's
I'm just
attached to
a
that?
big dude, and I fucking like steak. So, and I've got my palate is dreadful. I'm like a baby. You know what I mean? I like 3 things, and that's all I'll eat all the time. My fiance is a real foodie, so she wants to make nice food and exotic sort of dishes, but I eat meat, peanut butter sandwiches, and I might have some pasta and cheese if I can't bother to cook anything else.
Yeah.
So that's essentially like what I've, there's
Sounds
something called it. The
sounds like someone I know.
It's getting a bit weird now. Have you been researching me?
We're twins.
I like the idea of like your missus brings like a real fancy dish, pops it on the table, and you just like stare in the eyes.
I do like
slide it
a
off the
cat.
table.
Yeah, but
And then just pull out pasta and cheese.
yeah, I know, it's a proper like it's a
My
proper.
missus has changed me, man. I used to be like, I still am. I still have like, I like the food vans, like trucks. Just stop off. The greasier the better. Just love it.
Yes.
But she's more upmarket, and she once said to me, because I was like, "Oh, we'll stop in here. We'll just we'll go for like a burger or whatever." She goes, "Oh no." She goes,
No, David, you can't possibly.
She said these words. She went, "Look at the clientele in there." And I went,
Who
what?
the fuck are you?
Yeah, that's what I was like. Boston boy. I was like, what the hell? But she has. I gotta admit, I do like man. I'm a bit of a posh food boy now.
Yeah,
You're a bit like that, Jack, aren't you?
I was thinking this.
He's
like,
got a world too big for his spoon.
Honestly, I've started appreciating nice things. So, like, my other half and her family are. I've spent years calling her posh. She isn't posh, but
She's got some dollar.
I've come from Boston, and she has a few quid.
Yeah,
like,
sure. Nice.
So, as far as I'm concerned, she's posh. And she has enlightened me to the way of nice things. And now I like a nice thing. I like a nice house. I like it clean. I like nice food. I want to spend some money on some good shit. Like,
No.
but I do appreciate.
Incorrect.
I'm trying to drag her to be like, experience the good cheap shit.
Come and hang
the
out.
spoons. I'm like,
Come and hang out with the Dingles for
Exactly.
a bit. That's what we call our family, the Dingles. It's the best thing. And they're proud of
Best
that.
way of
I'm
putting
proud
it.
that I am a Dingle.
Yeah,
I'm a bit of a
I am
dingle.
too.
Yeah.
Don't worry, I'm
Yeah,
not trying to
dingle.
hide nothing. That's where
Yeah.
I came from. That's where I will always come from. And that will always be me. If you don't like it, fuck off. But like, I keep trying to say to her, like, she'll go out for breakfast on Saturday, and I'm like, yes, fuck it, let's go in town, get Spoons breakfast, have a mooch around Primark, and she's like, we're not going Spoons. We'll go to Cast Kitchen. It's got, and it is very nice. It is banging.
But we don't need
Breakfasts
to
are
spend
delightful.
£40 on breakfast every week. Yeah.
And it's all fancy ground bean coffee.
Yeah,
But I'm like, I won't pay £5 have some greasy bullshit. You know what I mean? I feel like I need a trip to Skeg.
That was one of my
mean?
reviews for the
Skeg
show,
chicken.
wasn't it? Greasy bullshit.
Yeah, I feel like I need a trip to some shithole for a bit. Do you know what I mean? Just knock me down a peg or two.
Yeah.
I get annoyed at having to eat. You know what I mean? I get like, me and my co-host did this recently where, just give me a pill that will satiate me for the rest of the day, and I'll be all right. I mean, because I get annoyed at it. I mean, I love
So much time, innit?
Yeah, it's annoying. I eat shit because I'm can't be able to prepare something good.
Yeah.
So I'm just sort of binge eating shit food, salty, sugary shite, and I feel terrible as a result. Especially the older I get, like, having too much sugar, too much salt, fucking writes me off. Like I'm having a fucking come down or a hangover. I just had too much sugar or salt, and it really does me in. Yeah. And so I get annoyed at food. I get annoyed that I have to do it. I get annoyed that it exists. But I do like mixed grill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One day we'll be in those realms where we've got enough money from the podcast and stuff, and you just go, I have a chef now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's,
And you go, hey, Gaston,
That's it.
I would love that.
Yeah, that's
pasta
it.
and cheese, please. Come on, bring them up. Bring them up. Keep
He's
it good.
depressed because he keeps having to make pasta and cheese. He's only got 2 Michelin stars. Please, anything
All this
else.
guy wants is pasta and cheese. Sometimes he doesn't even want cheese.
Do julienne carrots for you.
Yeah. I've made this fresh pasta for you, Steve. I don't know that shit. Get some of the Tesco's.
yeah.
Give me a
Knock it out
bag.
of his hand.
Yeah. Just fucking, we didn't make him pasta for you, twat. Boil it out the bag. Like, it comes dry, done it. Like, yeah.
That's it. That's exactly. But yeah, that's it. I get. Yeah, it just sort of bugged me a little bit. But then I do like a steak with peppercorn sauce and some
Yes.
grill and shit. I like when it's grotty. I'm
Good
weird.
one.
I mean, I want it greasy. I want it gross. I want it to clog up one of my fucking arteries.
Yeah.
And I know I'm doing it, and it's gonna be good. I mean,
Yeah.
But since I started my new job, there's like a canteen there, and it's proper cooked food. It's not like just sort of laid out stuff, and that's made a little bit of a difference because I'm eating a regular meal, and it's pretty good and healthy. So I'm actually starting to feel a little bit better in myself, which is annoying.
It's mad, isn't it? I discovered
Yeah.
like actually cooking your own food, because there was a long running joke of, I was like, I might treat myself tonight. I'm going to cook myself some food and not just order it or microwave it.
yeah.
And I did about 2 or 3 weeks in there, and I went, do you know what's mad? Is, I feel really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, you cunts were right.
Yeah, I know.
Who would have thunk it?
Yeah, 100% with you.
I need to get back into it because like, I'm just feeling knackered all the time at the minute. And like I went to the gym the other day, and then the next day I didn't order a Mackey's. I had like I pushed the boat out. I had a relatively healthy meal deal. But I chose a wrap and a protein shake and a bottle and 2 eggs, I think it was, and I was like banging. That was good. And like I didn't feel all right, but I started feeling a bit better. I didn't feel so lethargic. I felt kind of okay, and I was like, this is good. I need to do some more of this. And then today I had a Mackey's and Donna meat chips and cheese, and now I feel like I need to go to sleep.
Yeah. What you could do is like, you know how when like smokers give up and they have like a picture of their kids like in their wallet to kind of remind themselves.
Yeah.
You could just get like a picture of like a big tasty.
Yeah.
Have that in your wallet, and whenever you kind of.
That would just make me order one.
Yeah, I'll do the opposite.
I was just thinking about it.
What would you?
All that will do is put the idea in my head.
Yeah.
As soon as that's why
don't quite work.
No, that's specifically why I do not buy a meal deal or any kind of dinner. I don't take it to work with me. I wait till dinner and then I go and I buy something. Because if I buy it and then I take it to work, I put it in the fridge. I'm like, right, that's dinner sorted. Yeah. And then it gets to 9 o'clock, and I all I need to do is think. There's a wrap in there. Mm-hmm. Or there's like I got snacks in that fridge. Yes. And then my body goes, see in a bit.
I know.
I'm off to the fridge.
I know.
I could just eat it now.
I used to do that. Like when I was on the tours, I'd pack up and I would go, right, well, I always have me fucking like my sandwich, and then I eat it all before lunch, and I go, same problem. I'll make more sandwiches. Yeah. So at like 9:30, I'll go, right, I'm gonna have this half a sandwich. I'll save that for later. Mm-hmm. By 9:45, I've gone, it's later now.
I know.
Yeah. You're right. And I'll go and eat.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So the thing is, do you have breakfast?
I do now. I've never really been a breakfast man.
So I'm not either. Do you have breakfast much?
I do now, right? Because it helps you balance the rest of the day.
Yeah, so
it's mad how right they were.
Yeah,
fucking so annoying.
I want to start doing that.
I want to prove it. I was like, I'll live until I'm 150 on pizza alone. Yeah. That's it.
Yeah, I want to go get like protein and do like a protein shake or do overnight oats or something because like I know it's like when I was training big time, like you can eat loads when you're eating good food. You can eat so much more, and it doesn't affect you. Like you don't just get fat off it. You don't get lethargic off it. You can still train. It's like it's fine. And like I've never eaten as much as when I was training properly because I was just thinking. And like I said, so Sharpie is like he's dead into fitness. He's like been a PT before and all that kind of stuff. And I was thinking like, how can I eat all this stuff and like I don't feel terrible. I feel pretty good, and like I'm eating more than I've ever eaten before, and I'm losing weight. And he's like, it's because you're not just eating shit. Yeah, like you eat a Mackey's, it fills you up for 2 hours, but there's nothing in it. No, it's just crap.
Yeah, I understand.
Fluff.
Yeah, well, weirdly, recently I've started fasting quite a lot recently, and that's changed my relationship with food a little bit because you realise you're hungry habitually because your stomach's expecting it at this point. But really, I did a 48-hour just water fast. And the hunger goes away, and your body just sort of learns to adjust. And I did that 3 times now, 48-hour fast, and that changed your relationship because after that, when you go hungry, I'm hungry, I need to go immediately get some food, and you go actually I'll probably hold on for a few more hours because I'd have some water that make the hunger pains go away, and then that's helped me change my diet a little bit now, so I can have say breakfast, lunch, or dinner, or sometimes I just have one huge meal a day, and fast for the rest of 24 hours. So, because weight loss for me is like I'm real fucked up about it. I've got a lot of weight issues and a lot of food issues in my brain, but I'm trying to be healthy so I can play football with my son when he's a little bit older and stuff like that. So I'm trying to get there, and fasting seems to have helped because the food doesn't have the same hold over you if you can control it. Think, and that's what I'm just learning now. But again, I'm not a big case, but I'm just learning now that because yesterday I was starving at work, but I thought I'd just drink some water because I fasted for 2 days recently with no food whatsoever. Yeah. So that hunger isn't immediate. It's not. I don't have to immediately satiate that. I can wait a little while and then control it myself. That means I can actually wait to cook a meal. Because I'm not going to die of starvation in the meantime.
I find that like I get home from work and I'm like my belly's going, I'm starving. I need to eat now. I'm gonna die. I might simply pass away. That's it. And then
you look in the mirror and go, I might not.
Yeah. But then I'm like, I find myself and I know it's a problem, but like I'm getting the stuff out of the fridge to make tea, and I'm like, oh, there's a cheese string there.
100%.
I'll have that now.
There's a steak bake, just stick it in the microwave for 30 seconds.
Yeah, like, I'll have that. Like, it's a warm-up snack, isn't it?
Yes, that's right.
Like, you know what I mean? I'm my warm-up tea now. I'll just have this sandwich. I'll just have a PB&J now while I'm
I have
making tea.
a bit of bread and butter while I'm waiting for toast to be made.
Yeah.
What's that about? I can't wait 1 minute.
Do you know when you go for McDonald's drive-through? I get
Travel burger?
road nuggets, like travel burger. Yeah,
Yeah.
road from the time. So I got my meal, but I'm thinking, I need to put something in my mouth on the way home.
Yeah.
So I just get road nuggets or a double cheeseburger.
Yeah.
It's bad, isn't it?
I do that with the Chinese. If I go get the Chinese,
Some spring rolls?
get some
travel balls.
travel balls.
Yeah.
Bag of chicken balls, an extra portion. So by the time I get home, I've had a whole bag of chicken balls. That's my tea.
Nice.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, that's enough. That's my meal done. And then I sit down and go,
I think
and
we
then
need to
I eat it and I go, I don't know why I'm so bloated.
Yeah.
I think we need to hold each other accountable.
Yeah.
We've got to.
Yeah, Joe, that probably is the case. I mean, it's like
Me and my missus can't do it. We can't. We're just like. We're both like, let's fucking go on a diet. It lasts for about a week, and then we look at each other and go,
shall we?
Chinese is my weak spot, man. If I haven't had a Chinese in a week, I feel when I get to a weekend now, we had a week in Rhodes. Bear in mind, we had like we had a night. They had like an Asian night, and we had like spring rolls and noodles and stuff like that. But
I bet you was in your element, man.
it wasn't Tang. It was good. It was good, but Tang is my local Chinese, and I was like, it's not Tang. And then literally, we got to Rhodes Airport to leave to come back, and Amy was like, "We'll get some food." And I was thinking, like, if we fill up here, because it's going to be like 6 hours by the time we're actually back, got the thing halfway home. And I was like, if we fill up here, then we ain't got to buy shit on the plane, and then like we can just drive home. It's fine. And then we got a Burger King. I was in Rhodes Airport, and I was like, I need either a
Burger King.
I need a Burger King, and I need to go home. And then we had a Burger King, so we spent fucking 40 odd euros on that.
Yes.
And smashed that. Got on the plane. I had a full bag of like dime bar bits on the plane because gotta eat dime bar bits. And then we landed, and when we got in the car, Amy was like, I'm a bit hungry and we need fuel. So I was like, well, Peterborough Services is like halfway home, so we'll stop there if you want.
I know why he's there. For the noodle bar.
For the noodle bar. I didn't go to the
lives
noodle
in
bar.
your head,
I know. I didn't go, but I gave it a good coat of looking at, and then I went to KFC. Yeah.
If it's the same one in Peterborough,
Chopsticks, the one bang in
what
front
about
of
the
you.
burrito?
Have they still got that there?
To the right of that.
El Mexicana.
El Mexicana.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
me, because I used to work in Peterborough, and every week I'd have about 3 bloody tosses.
Oh, mate, that caramel chicken from Chopsticks.
I mean, it is good. It is good.
I
Caramel
went
chicken with
for a
chopsticks.
similar thing with rollover hot dogs. When I was working right near a garage that had them, and it was a few years back when they were a bit more elusive.
Yeah.
The rollover hot dog. They weren't quite. And I love me a fucking water dog, and it got out of hand. Like when I realised I was going twice a day for a hot dog, I was like, this
When you walk
has to
into a
stop.
petrol station and they say, usual, sir.
you joke.
Yeah.
She started doing them earlier because she knew when our breaks were. She
Wow,
went, well, I know
that's
you're
service.
coming in, so I put them on a bit earlier so they're ready. Because there was times where I was like, where's the hot dogs? Yeah, just give me one, bro. Just like, come on, you must have one out the back. Yeah, and I was like waiting
under a
She's like,
cabinet somewhere. Just
yeah.
grab one.
She was like, oh, they'll be ready in about 10 minutes. I was like, oh, I'll wait and stare at you until they're ready. Scratching.
Fucking hell.
Sometimes it's just like, I'm fucking tired at work all the time. I just, do you know what I mean? You just want to, I want to enjoy this. I want to enjoy something.
Yeah.
You know, fucking KFC or Burger King. Oh man, I'm going to track down a Burger King in a minute. You said it. Now I want to XL bacon double cheese.
always-
Yes, yeah.
Fuck, it's the only one to have.
Does anybody have anything else from that? I've never met anyone. I've met a few people that dabble with a Royale, a chicken
No,
Royale.
I'm a bacon double cheese.
Bacon double
but
cheese
no,
XL.
but,
Do you know
they
why?
do any other
Do you know
burgers?
why? So we got one in Rhodes, and the woman before us kicked off about something. I don't know what it was because it's in a different language. It was either because she got the vegan burger and she was convinced it was meat, or whatever it was, she was not happy about something and she got her money back in the end. She nearly had a fight with the woman behind the counter. It was great. The security guy came over and everything. I like people watching. It was fucking brilliant. But Amy got it was like a chicken. It wasn't a chicken royale. It was like a crispy chicken burger or something. I swear to God, if you order anything other than a Whopper or a Bacon Double Cheese XL, it is this big.
Oh yeah, I know. Yeah.
And you've paid 30 quid for it.
Yeah.
And you go, what? Sorry, what is that? Is that the snack? Is that like a, when you get a bit of a bottle of wine, and they go, would you like to try it? Yes, thanks. I'll have the whole thing.
I'll have the rest of the burger.
I'll have the rest of the burger. It was fucking like the most poxy little thing, and I was like, Bacon Double Cheese XL, can't go wrong.
Yeah.
Cheese, bun, burger, done. Load of chips, sweet chili sauce.
Uncomplicated.
Sold.
I said this to the missus the other day though with Burger King. Do you think that they're not, the burgers aren't quite the same as what they used to be? They're not as good as they used to be.
I reckon it's because I said
They used to be properly charged. Like, you go to Burger King, you'd see flames out the back.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
And it was like, it had like them little bits of char in it. And you could
That's because now they just do it on on a hot sort of.
it's almost,
flames
they're a
are
bit
gone.
more like slimy.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah,
Yeah.
they've obviously found a way. That's the problem with them at McDonald's, where they find. I worked at McDonald's for years, and the problem is them trying to streamline everything. How can we get that out quicker? How do we get more customers through the door? And what they do is they just get the cheapest.
But that was the
shittiest
whole
stuff,
thing with
you know what I
Burger
mean?
King. It was like the flame grilled Whopper.
Yeah, that's
You know
it.
what I
With
mean?
working at Mackey's, then you probably see behind a curtain. Is it when you say like, oh, it's 100% beef? Is it actually?
What? You'd be surprised. Yeah, it probably is. Yeah,
Right.
And, the fish. Where I always go get suspicious is like if if it's suspicious ordering fish in McDonald's anyway.
Yeah.
But if you do it, the where that fish, the origins of that fish is always unknown and mysterious. If you ask me, right? If I have some it's in like Japanese, that's always a little bit strange. But yeah, the beef's pretty good. What it gets you is like the fatty part of it. We found was that the buns are really, really sugary, so they toast quicker. So that's really sugary. The sauces are really like sort of fatty and greasy, but the burgers themselves are probably
just
decent.
beef,
I think half the problem
chips
with Mackey's and like the burgers and that is preservatives, isn't it?
Yeah.
100%.
Because like they don't go off.
I suppose it is like it's made and then it's like frozen or whatever in it to send to wherever it needs to
in
go
the freezer,
to.
it's just mountains of burgers, mountains of chips. But better here than in America. But we seem to be much more stringent around sort of food health and food preservation and what's in it. Yeah, we're much better than they are in the States or something.
I did hear a thing years ago that they were saying that it was 100% beef in it, but it was 100% beef TM, and apparently they had bought a company called 100% beef. They're like, our burgers contain 100% beef, but it was actually
the name of the company.
I don't know whether it was true or not. I kind of go,
yeah.
Well played.
Or maybe it's something like the parts of it that are beef are 100% beef. It's just 100% beef also cut in with something else.
Yeah.
So I don't know. They're fucking dodgy like that.
Or it's 100. It's from a cow.
Yeah.
It's definitely from a cow.
It's toes. It's toes, arse, and tail. Yeah, it's definitely beef.
Right, mate. That takes us on to.
Oh yeah.
What's the currency of your planet then?
See this. I got totally hamstrung by this. Because I can't fathom another currency other than total sort of communistic, chicken trading or money. So I wasn't sure. I was like resource trading. The serious one I made was I capped. It was using our currency, but it said on your list not to use money to fathom something else.
Right.
So I was like,
that might have been, so it's you can't use current. I mean, you can do whatever the fuck you want, really. But the idea is not to use current legal tender, if that makes sense.
Yes.
So not pounds, not dollars, not pesetas.
But it's interesting. It's fun. It's interesting. It's a challenge because when I was thinking of it, as our currency, the world I made was like, you cannot be wealthier. 10 million is the most you can have. Right, that's the most, and anything over that spills back into the community, goes back into NHS or roads, whatever it is, essentially like a tax. But corporations can still be wealthy, not as high a cap because you need corporations for jobs, technology, innovation, whatever it might be. So that's the fucking wormhole going down. I've been spinning out about this for 24 hours. That's all I've been thinking about.
Sorry,
no, in a good way. It's really interesting. I was sort of obsessed with it. But when it comes to another currency, I thought, do I want to build a sort of like because if I build a sort of communist resource sharing environment, I become the supreme leader. And people start dropping like flies. I put them in the pit, so I wasn't really sure. So I wasn't quite sure. So I reckon it would be some kind of
to simplify it a little bit, which I think will work well for you.
Please.
And it's actually what when we first the first sort of incarnation of this show, we did what will be the currency of our utopia, and we landed on Pokémon cards.
Well, shit the bed. All right.
So it was like like they kind of get their graded or their value.
Oh, that's a good one. That's a really good one. Yeah.
So it is like notes, but it's each Pokemon card has a different
Yeah,
value.
that's really. I see where you're going. Yeah, that's really good. That's really good. I would. Yeah, that. I mean, I've got like a gorgeous collection of Pokemon cards, Magic the Gathering card. That's good. Yeah, I suppose that's. But then it's because I was taking it too seriously in my brain, and I was going, but where's the? I was like, where's the? Because I came up with ideas, and I was like, where's the intrinsic value of the thing?
What I'll
You know
I'll say is this list is just kind of. This part is just. What do you collect, Steve?
Oh, I know. Oh, yeah. But listen, I know. But this is me, obsessing over on the train here today as well. I was like, fucking. But yeah. So I think that's probably a perfect one. Pokemon cards.
Yeah.
The national flag is Charizard. Pokemon cards are the currency. Yeah. But that's the Utopia. Yeah, that's it. Pokemon card.
And in your in your little palace, just near the pit, you take all the cards off them.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Good ones. You just
it's like they're paying me to be thrown in the pit. Give me all your resources, all your Pokemon cards, into the pit you go. But you're right. That's the fun. Because if we're building my Utopia, Charizard's on the flag, Pokemon cards for currency, mixed grills on the menu.
Yeah.
And
Kim Young Kalis is the leader.
And I thought of it as a democratic thing. I couldn't have full control.
Yeah.
Because apparently I'm not built for it. I get a bit bloodthirsty after a while, apparently, in my head. So yeah, it would be a democratic, like a proper Athenian democratic process. People elect people from their community. Once a year, you get chosen to do it. Someone different every year, and that's how they do it. That's some fucking deep into this. I built a whole parliamentary system for my Utopia. I was like,
do a full series.
Yeah. I did. I built a full parliamentary, slick, useful parliamentary system for my Utopia. That's how it will be governed, I think.
Sick.
Yeah,
I like that.
I think that's where we are.
What was one thing you would ban on your planet?
Mate, there'd be a fucking million things. People's rights. I just feel like the right to protest. I'd probably gone fucking mad with it. I know the things I would ban, because it's my Utopia, so things that inconvenience me. And then this is why I thought of the elderly, because I got to this part and I thought, I am often inconvenienced by the elderly. Where can I put them? There's a huge pit in the middle of my Utopia.
I like that you're like, oh, well, let's make use of that pit.
Yeah. You can't not use it. Yeah, that's true, yeah. It's not like I don't know what to do with this pit. That won't leave me alone, isn't it?
Don't task me with making a Utopia planet.
That's a weird way.
I don't know why they've left this pit here.
Yeah, you're right. I can just delete the pit. It doesn't have to be a pit in my brain.
To be fair, when we started casting people into the volcano.
Yeah, that just came naturally.
We did Thunderdome, and they either get into Utopia or they get cast into the volcano. It's not you just get sent away. It's no. If you don't get into here, you're dead.
I like the word casting as well, because you're being cast into the volcano. That's it. That's
thrown in there.
Full Scar and Mufasa style.
Yeah.
Long live the king.
Yeah. But things like ban, I think, just things that annoy me. I was like a sort of Room 101 thing. I was thinking, what annoys me day to day. And just like noises, like chewing, slurping, spitting. People doing that, it's immediate death sentence for them and their loved ones. It's can be cruel.
Yeah, bypass the pit, straight to death.
Yeah, that's right.
Shot in the head.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, throw them in the pit and then shoot them whilst they're in the pit. We'll see how go flesh out.
No, for me, if it's loud eaters and chewers, I want them to suffer.
Yeah, because it's
suffer the same shit I've just had to go through. Listen to you eat, you cunt.
Yeah, but it does. It's like, what's it called? Misophonia, I guess, is where you get really sort of affected by that. Does sort of bother me.
I also like the low-key evil genius of making the national dish a mixed grill. That's going to be really chewy.
Oh, it's chewy and slurpy, baby. Yeah. I've chosen that so that the death toll rises. I'm sat there waiting for them to break the law. So throw them in the pit. And so that really pisses me off. I don't like things like. This could go on forever. I don't like an awful lot of things. I try to be since becoming a father, I'm trying to be a bit more peace and love. I'm studying the Bible at the minute. I'm doing a Bible podcast, so I'm learning a little bit of peace thanks to the teachings of Jesus, right? So I'm trying to be a little bit more. But that's not my nature. I'm much more Beelzebub by nature. So my part of me is I just think the. Yeah,
what are you up to today, Steve? Reading about his twat again. He's been giving people loaves and that. It's been nice and that. What a wanker.
And,
throw him in the pit.
That's one thing that story's lacking. Is a good pit to throw people into.
Good pit. If Jesus had a pit,
he would have been way more successful. This is what happens. Good pit. And what's it? So annoying things. And I know this is such a cliche, and it's not cyclists per se, right? It's not like I understand why you would. I would enjoy. I enjoy cycling with my son, right? But it's when you're desperate to get somewhere and you can't get round a cyclist. That is it. So it's not cycling. It's I would mold the world so that there's equal places for a bicycle and a car to be and coexist.
And if you're caught on the wrong bit, in the pit,
straight in the pit. So I don't want people to think I'm getting rid of cyclists, because I like cycling.
It does
I'm adapting the world for both cyclists and cars. That's what
I've done a lot of cycling, and I've, like we've said a million times before, I've always been a big believer in don't ride like a tit, don't drive like a tit. There's room for everyone, and everyone just needs to be a bit more open to each other. I was behind two the other day, and it mildly annoyed. I was on a bit of a curvy back road, and they was both riding two abreast. But how the fuck they was doing, I don't know. I was following them. They was doing 25 mile an hour. That was just their standard going. They was fucking going. Yeah. And I thought, well, they're doing plenty of speed, and the guy kept looking back to check that I was there, and then was like trying to pull in a bit. But I was just like, you take your time. I'll overtake when it's safe, because there's all these blind bends and it ain't safe. But I appreciated that he kept checking that I was there.
That's it.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was clearly like, I'm trying to get out your way as quick as I can, mate. Like without actually saying, wait a minute.
Yeah, there's an ecosystem.
I didn't mind
there.
that.
It does work. It can work, and that's what I want to do. I want a world adapted so that everyone can get where they want to be speedily. And do actually change it where I live. Bang in the countryside, tractors everywhere, and it can be fucking infuriating. And you grow up with your mum and dad slagging off tractors because you can't get anywhere. However, my mate the other day said, when one of our friends was going, fucking tractors everywhere, we can't move for them, and he goes, look at all the green on either side of this road, the fields for miles and miles and miles. They're there because of the tractors. That's all farmland. And I was like, shit, they're serving a purpose. And I've been slagging them off for 10 years. And now I actually realise tractors are contributing not only to us being able to eat, but to how the pristine countryside that we enjoy.
Yeah, because if you like kind of had bigger roads and all this like the other, no more fields.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just a slippery slope, isn't it?
Yeah,
that's it. Tricky one.
What would be one thing that you would make mandatory on your planet?
Right, so the serious answer I have for this, for my serious utopia, was counselling. Everybody on Earth would have mandatory therapy and counselling. Even if you don't think you need it, you'd have to go anyway. Because I think that's the thing. We let that slip, and then we go counselling when we need it. What you want is to build that up so you've got the skills for when you don't need it, and then when you do need it, you're prepared. You've got the architecture in place to protect yourself, protect you, whatever it might be. So from when you're a kid, I'm talking 5, 6, counselling constantly until you age out of it, essentially. But that's what I would put that in. I think for a healthy utopia, and you'd need it in this utopia because every third person is being thrown in the pit. So it's dramatic. People
you probably haven't got many family.
Everyone's on edge. It's not a safe place to be. So that's what I do. Mandatory counselling is my that's my thing.
Well, we would all. Weirdly, I've never been to therapy, but I always say to people, we need more therapy.
Yeah.
Well,
you should do it. Of all people, you should do it.
To be fair, I did it when I was a lot younger.
Yeah. No, but now.
Nah, it's all right.
It's the same as
Post-trauma.
I'm fixed now. It's all right.
You're fucking not.
I am, mate. I'm sad.
You're
It's the
a
same
liar.
as drinking water for your body, I think, therapy.
Yeah.
That is what your brain needs. Someone regularly questioning you, making you question yourself, giving you the sort of neural pathways you need to be able to make better decisions in the future, or just catch yourself. We've all got bad habits. We've been talking about food and stuff, and whatever the bad habit is, therapy can help you sort of catch that, I think. And if everyone's got it, then
I think a caveat to that is good therapists.
Yeah. Yes. Well, yeah. If I do
I've been through
utopia,
a
good
few,
therapy.
and one that really worked for me, and therapy changed my whole outlook.
I kind of
I
like
like
the
brain ninjas.
Yeah, once they're in there. But I had one. My first ever therapist was dire, and that almost put me off the whole experience for about 10 years after.
That's the problem.
You could do like obviously with it being like a utopia, almost like a Harry Potter sorting hat style thing. So when you get to the age of 5, you've got like a sorting hat that puts you out, and it like goes like
Gryffindor,
Dr. Jeffrey Jones. Do you know what I mean?
All the type of therapy, because my missus does.
CBT.
My missus does really well with art therapy.
Yeah.
Where that didn't work for me.
Yeah.
I'm terrible at it.
But if
for
it's
her, it was great.
Not art therapy.
If you get it from an early age, if it's mandatory therapy from
you fall off your seat, mate.
But if it's
Generally went.
yeah, that's a close one. If it's mandatory therapy from an early age, I reckon they'd be able to catch your preferences, interests, and then you can just sort of go. You don't have to be one therapist forever. And this is a society where therapy is mandatory, so it's well researched, it's well funded, well financed. So then you can just go, oh yeah, actually that works better. CBT works better for me. I need to rewire the way I think and consider things. So that's I think that's a good way to go. That's my answer for that.
I'd back that every day.
What was did you have a silly answer for that as well?
What the mandatory? Yes, I did, but I don't know if I wrote it down. My mandatory. So this is something that's mandatory to my utopia. Yes, I did. What I would like in a mandatory utopia, what I would like is whenever I do something, even if it's just remotely, even if I just wash up or take out the bins or do something simple, I would like 8 or 9 people either side of me whilst I'm doing it. Like clapping, giving me the praise
like
I
at the end
need.
of a football match.
Yeah, that's it. I want that.
Yeah.
And I want to go. Yeah, thanks, guys. I want to because
Go on, Steve, you get your bins out, man. Go on.
And even though I know it's manufactured and I put them there, part of me will still go, I'm the shit. I'm the shit. These people are showing me that I am the shit. It's reflecting in their faces. So that's what I would do. It's constant support. That's
What's great about that is the fact that you're a tyrant on this planet. And you could force people to do these jobs, but instead you're like, no, pay more people to celebrate me doing these jobs.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I want to do the job, but I want the correct level of appreciation for doing them because I could have been sat down doing nothing.
I think it's what every man kind of wants from his partner.
Well, we've talked about this.
Oh, you put the bins out. Well, fucking medal, do you?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It'd be nice, actually.
There's times where my fiance, she does so much. I mean, I'm good. Let's be fair. I'm good fiance, good partner, good person to live with. I'm tidy. But there's times where she's done loads. She's worked like a 13-hour shift. Come home, cleaned everything, and I've gone. Bleached the toilet today. And what I want is for her to go, oh my God, what a man you are. What would I do?
Take off your trousers now. I'm going to reward you.
You are the life oxygen of this family. And I want to go, listen, babe, you don't have to go that far, but I appreciate it. But I want to be teed up to be able to say that. So, over appreciation is what I want.
Don't do it for the praise.
No, listen, you guys, you're taking it too far. I'm just a normal guy.
You keep applying yourself, people out there. One day you better take your own bins out.
Yeah, one day. Listen, shoot for the stars, baby. Shoot for the stars.
You might be able to take 2 at a time.
Yeah, well, that's what men do, don't you?
I do 2 at a time.
Yeah. If you
I take my neighbour's bin as well.
That's such a that's a power play. That's a fucking like.
You might as well piss on their gate while you're there.
Not because I love your bloke's a pussy. Can't even bring his bins in.
We do it with shopping bags as well. You get fucking 6 on each arm. The chairs in school when you stack them away, you get fucking 8 on each arm. Stack the chairs away. We just want to show off all the time. But that's what I want. With people going. Wow. Have you seen how strong this guy is? That's almost 6 shopping bags full of bread and light products, but that's what I want.
Are you making it like partially illegal for the public to like carry any more than what you can do?
Oh yeah, this is where the Kim Jong-un kicks in. Yeah, if I'm carrying 4 bags, you're carrying 2 bags, you know what I mean? And the 3rd bag, where you going, baby?
Straight in the pit. And I like the way as well they pick up a 3rd bag like by accident, and then they go, and then you just appear next to him, and you just stand there. You don't even say, I ain't even got to say it ever. You know what to do, and they just go. Sorry, Steve.
I like that response too, because they resign themselves to it because of the frequency of the death. They've gone, oh God. Rather than live on this world where every 2 or 3 hours they've got to come over to my house, applaud me for something mundane, and then rather just throw themselves in the fucking pit anyway. I don't really like that scenario.
Loads of free therapy all the time, but everyone keeps committing suicide.
It's so weird. I don't know what's going wrong.
Who's throwing themselves in the pit?
Who would be your planet's ambassador?
That's a good one. Do you remember? There's a few, so I've got like a few. I want your opinion on it. Do you remember Dennis Rodman was the? Do you remember this? He was his NBA. Obviously, he was a superstar.
One of my favourite players. I'm a big NBA fan. And he was
good, right. So he was.
I was thinking, wasn't he like an English actor?
No. He's a
he did star
really
in one film in the 80s with a terrible film called Double Shot or something with Van Damme. Just a better knowledge.
Hey, that's interesting. That's a little fact drop. Because he's an interesting dude, isn't he, Robin? Because he's like,
one of I would say one of my idols. Because he's, you watch the documentary about
Oh, the Jordan documentary. that one. Yeah.
It was insane how he would just rock up after a bender and he played like a machine.
Yeah, that's
And he needed those
unreal.
benders as well. Like the Chicago, there's a film coming out about his 48-hour bender that he went on before like
No
the
way.
playoffs, finals, and he needed it. And I remember his coach going like, "All right, you can go, but you got to be back in 42 hours."
So
You've got
was
to-"
he like they couldn't have? He was the Gaza of NBA.
Yeah, he kind of needed it, and it's weird. And he would then, if you let him if you get a lead, you're like, all right, you can do it. And he rocked up like a little bit late, but he went on a bender. He used to go out to Carmen Electra. He used to do coke all night, and then he used to rock up and play his absolute fucking bollocks off. And he used to be really good.
Yeah.
One of the best defensive basketball players of all time. I think he is one of the. I don't want to say the. But yeah, big fan of Dennis Rodman, especially Pistons Dennis Rodman,
So
when
yeah.
he was a bit aggressive with them.
But super interesting dude, right? And so
Interesting.
he befriended Kim Jong Il.
Yes, he did. Yeah.
And they
Of course he did.
They got real
over there. They got real well.
They
yeah.
got real unlikely friendship because Dennis Rodman, like and what I like about Dennis Rodman as well is a totally free spirit. I mean, he's not like he's not restricted by anyone's idea of what it should be. Cross-dress. Go to fucking North Korea, befriend the dictator there, does whatever he likes, right? So Dennis Rodman, I thought maybe him, because if you want to talk to Dennis Rodman, he goes, "Hey, you should go to this Utopia." You're going to go, "I trust your word. I trust you, Dennis Rodman." In the pit. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, but I thought Dennis Rodman. I thought David Attenborough, because I like, if he's telling you to go to this place,
It's twice
You
for
gotta
David
listen.
Attenborough now, right?
he's a British
yeah.
institution. It makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Also, it's him or 2002 Pop Idol winner Will Young.
Yeah.
There's a lot of
Ooh,
gravitas.
yes.
You mean evergreen? He's like a sweet, dude, like a sweet, nice guy.
If he would sing you into Utopia, I would believe him, trust him. Last thing I would expect is a pit.
Exactly, that's right. Yeah,
I-
that's right.
I don't really have anything really against him, other than
Should have been Gareth.
I was the Gates man.
Yeah.
Oh wow, that battle has been going on for decades now.
Yeah, I mean-
that wound's still fresh, isn't
Yeah.
it? 'Cause,
That still hurts me a bit.
Yeah.
That spiky head, stuttery little shit. He was.
that was a close one, wasn't
He
it?
was the
That-
one.
But Will Young, I always liked
What
Will
about
Young.
meet in the middle then? What about both of them?
Have they seen eye to eye since though?
Well, I don't know. Have they mended?
They
that
will do
rift?
in
It's,
Utopia.
Yeah.
They'll have no choice.
Yeah.
They will have.
It's either that or the pit.
They will have to make amends. Also, Will Young and Gareth Gates together, sort of dual
Yeah, like
ambassadorship.
come this
Yeah.
way, sir.
That's nice. I like that one.
Robson
Yeah.
and Jerome kind of
Ooh,
style.
yeah. Oh, that's nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
And they can sing the national anthem.
Yeah.
Tie it together. Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
I like that. I'm going to settle for 2002 Pop Idol finalists, Will Young and Gareth Gates are my ambassadors.
There we go. That'd be great. Yeah.
Of course they are. And what would be your planet's like yearly tradition then?
See, I didn't. See, I used to do a thing called Stevemas every year. I used to work on Christmas, so I used to get all my mates to just come around like a week before Christmas, and then we'd do a thing together, celebrate. So, but it's essentially just Christmas. So I don't know, some kind of festival where it's the same festival all over the world, and all you just eat mixed grill, you get drunk on cider, and you listen to 2002 Pop Idol finalists Will Young and Gareth Gates perform a medley of my favourite songs.
Nice.
I'm not expecting to go there, but that's what we're going to have. Steve Fest. That's what I do.
Yeah.
Nice.
Steve Fest is a tradition.
I get, and now I'm starting to understand what you mean about the whole dictator thing.
Told you.
Yeah.
I didn't want it to go this way.
Yeah.
I want to be benevolent. I'm learning about the Lord.
Yeah. I want to be
But
nice when people come in through the doors, and now they're all going in pits and praising you.
I think
and,
as you get older, though, you realise how annoying people can be.
Every year, you fuckers are going to do what I want. You're going to celebrate me.
I know, but that's
The
why I was
best
like,
thing is as well with the
Anyone that doesn't want to do it, you know where to
because
go.
with this,
Throw yourself in the pit.
with this, you've got like all year long. They've got to clap you for taking your bins out and doing the dishes, and then they get a weekend off. Celebrating Steve.
yeah, and it's just me. Huge picture of me.
Yeah.
They have to carry me like on their arms all the time, constantly around. Oh no, in a sedan chair.
Yeah.
Four people have to carry me in a sedan chair all the time, all around. See, that's what I mean. This isn't who I am.
Yeah.
Why does a utopia turn me into this? I know it's pretty unusual, but yeah. So just sort of hamstrung by the limitations of a utopia, because if it's a me-based utopia, but I'm a very selfish man. This has got me questioning a lot of stuff, guys. This is why we need mandatory therapy.
Yeah.
Because you spiral out on a podcast and have to question whether you really are a dictator or not. So, I'm glad we went with that.
That's fine then, mate. Steve Fest every year. Finally then, mate, your national treasure. So this is like the thing that you would have in... the way we're kind of working it is we have our Utopian museum, I guess, which is kind of what's behind us in the studio here. And it's something from your planet, I guess, that would be in there as displayed for all to be like, that is from Esper.
I see.
You know what I mean?
I was thinking when I read that question, I was thinking about stuff that means something to me, and so I thought, like, I've got like a Alakazam Pokemon card that's worth about $1,000 because it's a colorless, like, rare Pokemon card, maybe something like that. But then I thought, if I could
interject here, sorry,
please.
Graded or non-graded?
Non-graded, about going to be graded.
Well, do you feel nervous about sending that away?
Yeah, I do. That's why it hasn't been graded.
You getting PSA? Or getting it?
I'll be PSA. Yeah, because the name, the branding means a lot. There's a guy that does it in Bournemouth.
So it's $1,000 now, but if it was let's be realistic. Do you think it's an 8, 9?
It's probably an 8. It's pristine, really. It's
really,
lovely
you're
condition.
thinking 8?
Yeah, but because
that's going to bump the price up. Sorry, I have to know this.
Yeah, I felt like a spidey sense.
I had to
like like a Davey tingle of nerdy Pokemon.
Well, these are the right questions because that's my. I have the same questions because it's been in a plastic slab, my own plastic slab, for 6-7 years, and it arrived in another slab. So it's always been protected. Hasn't been out of plastic for a decade or so. It's in really good condition. But so my friend wanted me to send it to the guy in Bournemouth, but the PSA grading, in my opinion, holds the value better because it's PSA, because the methods are known.
So for the uninitiated,
of course,
what is PSA?
So PSA is the grading company. You can send them Pokemon cards, whatever things you collect, and they will grade. They will tell you what condition it's in. So Pokemon card is a good example. That's what I know about. So they'll take my Alakazam, they'll put it in a plastic slab, like a plastic box, like Han Solo in Star Wars. They'll cement that shit in there. You can get it out, but it's in there safe. And then there'll be an official PSA grading of what quality it is. Like that. That's it.
Yeah, because I've seen these. So what is PSA? I'm
not sure what it stands for, but that's just the name of the company.
Like the Pokemon Standards Agency.
Whoa. If it's not, it should be. But they do all sorts of trading cards, like things. So, So that would be... You could sell that now. You'd be able to sell it for more, or its actual value, because it's officially graded by the professionals.
Almost, as I guess, then, like a certificate of authenticity.
Yeah.
And they said this is legit. It's real good condition. It's
It's in a nice plastic, thick.
Oh, it's good. Yeah.
I've got a few. I don't really have a great collection. I bet yours.
You'd always know where it was in your deck, though, wouldn't you?
Oh, you would, yeah.
That'd be hard to hide, wouldn't it?
I've never even held a PSA card because I would like to hold that thick kind of like I could imagine now in my autistic brain, like a stack of them holding them, and I've got all this collection. You're like, whoa, look at these. I think my most expensive card, I think, is just a Snorlax, which is worth about £70.
Nice.
That's about it. I think if you got it graded, it bumps it up. But that's what we're going to ask. The Alakazam is like 1,000 now, but if you got it a PSA 10, is that like $5,000? Is that like...
I don't know. I've never seen...
so it's an Alakazam, what set is it from?
So it's a base set, colourless, base set, shadowless Alakazam, which is really rare. So, but only if it's in like broad pristine condition.
I'll ask more after.
I definitely had an Alakazam. From the original.
Whatever happened to all of ours?
I think Mum ate them or something. I don't know. But
they just got lost in the 90s.
Yeah,
everyone's cast it. They're just like, oh, Mum's a green boy.
His kids play with a lot of our toys that we had when we was kids, because Mum just keeps everything, and she's now got playroom and all sorts of shit.
We raided that loft because when it started to become like Shiny Charizard's worth a lot of money. And I know we had loads, didn't we?
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
what's the verdict? What's that? 9.
So is that what yours is?
First edition. I think that's. I don't know if that's
hollow or.
It's hollow, but is it shadowless? Is the
you've got shadowless border. This is another thing.
Yeah.
You see that border around the edge? Sorry, I'm geeking.
Yeah, that's
so the shadowless ones essentially was just. I'm not sure it was a misprint.
So it didn't have like a gradient on the frame.
And that makes them even rarer. So my Alakazam's shadowless. first edition, and that's what makes it so rare.
Yeah.
And but yeah, so I'm not sure what it is. Probably properly slabbed as a like 8 or a 9 on PSA.
I think you take
yeah.
the risk on that, mate.
Yeah, me
This
too.
one is
yeah.
$3,000 in particular. It's going for on eBay, but
Oh, was that one you just pulled up just then?
yeah, it looks shadowless. But...
Oh, it's fucking
So that's how
worth it.
crazy it
So
gets.
have you
yeah.
never even been in the same room as a PSA card then?
No,
Is that
I'd like
kind of
to.
hard to find?
No, not really. I bet you could find local if you looked around Lincoln. I bet there's
If you've got
local,
Pokemon shops or something, they've probably got some in there. The trap is that a lot of them get them done by local companies, and I don't think it works because if you had a, to say that exact Alakazam card or your Snorlax card, and you had it, you could get it graded by PSA, or there's some dude who has a company doing it locally, you would want it done by PSA. Because PSA is trusted all around there, all around the
so they've done
globe.
so, yeah.
You know what I
Like
mean? So it's
certified
consistent
to-
value.
yeah.
Whereas someone will go, "What the fuck's this? I don't recognise this brand, this company.
John
How do they?"
brand, yeah.
Yeah.
John's
John's great.
Pokemon
You can just
cards.
start like Vaughnie.
Vaughnie's valuations.
Yeah, Vaughnie certified. Like it's not even 1 to 10. It's just it's sick or it's not.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
I'm
whereas that's
afraid,
6
sir,
mil.
this is not sick.
You've got a score of not sick.
Yeah.
That's
Not
good.
sick, or mad sick.
yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Are you nervous around sending it?
Yeah, that's why I haven't done it. Yeah, because like I've just.
What if you take it and send you a fake back, and then they've actually just stored all of the Pokemon cards?
Yeah. Oh,
That's why you can't do grading chunks. That's your brain.
I'm fucking dull boy as fuck, mate. I am. I'll be like, I'll grade them for you, mate.
But
Yeah.
I think, what if it gets lost in the fucking post somewhere?
Yeah.
Shit, all the time, and it's such an expensive.
You'd have to something like that. Drive down yourself.
You have
Yeah.
to get a courier.
Is
You have to,
that-
like, yeah.
There's that Leonhardt guy, if you see him on
Mate,
YouTube,
love that
he
dude, yeah.
lost his, well, was it first edition Charizard?
I only saw that he pulled a first edition Charizard,
Which is,
yeah.
that's just the holy grail, which I did have years and years and years and years ago. I remember having the little logo on it, basic Charizard, but back then when you're a kid, you don't...
I don't appreciate
Like,
it.
yeah,
don't know. And
I
then
had a
I'm asking
couple.
my
I know
parents,
I had
where is
like,
it?
Yeah.
I had like multiple.
How are we supposed to
Yeah,
have known? It's the gut.
We wouldn't have known.
No,
Yeah.
I was just like, just another fucking Charizard. You know what I mean? Like,
A bit of
yeah,
cardboard.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's crazy because it is, when you think
Use
about
a
it,
lot of
it's
them
just
for
a bit
roads
of
paper.
cardboard, man. It's just a bit of...
Yeah.
Yeah.
But what it means is...
What have you
a
got
lot.
there? What have you got there?
I've been bringing Dave
Pokemon
little treats
is,
because
what am I
McDonald's are
saying?
doing them at the minute, aren't
Oh,
they?
of course they are.
That's
So
apparently the rarest one you can get in the
Is it?
McDonald's set, by the way.
the
Oh, lovely.
yeah, the
not
kids
worth
have
it.
the kids have been going
That's lovely, isn't it?
every week.
Yeah, my boy's got a few of these.
Yeah. So I just bring them to Dave because my kid's
Nice.
not too fussed by them.
I've got a treasure chest, which is my girlfriend's old makeup chest that she had, but that's been converted into a treasure chest for my Pokemon cards. And some of them I don't let my boy play with at the minute because he's still like, just a bit careless. I know
Greasy
they don't care about that
and
stuff. They just want
sticky.
to bend
Yeah.
it and play with it. But he's got like his own massive sort of Pokemon card collection and stuff. So,
You mentioned Magic the Gathering, which I will not. I'll calm myself down. Afterwards, I'll have a chat.
We used to do
TJ.
6 monthly Magic the Gathering tournaments around my
Manda.
house. Well, this is so.
I need to.
Yeah,
Pull it back. Pull it back.
Yeah,
Well,
maybe
I
so.
will
Yeah,
talk
we'll put a
after
pin in that one.
Yeah.
Right, it's
Yeah.
fine. But yeah, that's great, man. Trading card games, man. I'm all about that anyway. But yeah, what the fuck are we talking about? Oh, Utopia. We're building a Utopia. So yeah,
You're
so
fine with your national
oh yeah,
it's just a national
so
treasure.
so it'd be maybe that or yes. Oh well. So what I thought was if I could pull anything, because I'm making this reality, I had my teddy bear when I was a kid was a Bugs Bunny teddy bear. I had it for 20 years. I loved it. Went with me everywhere. Went traveling with me everywhere in my backpack. And in one morning in Paris, someone fucking pitched it from my backpack, and I've never seen it since. I'd like to bring that back from wherever it is in the world. I draw
Like
a picture.
Thor's hammer, but
yeah,
like-
that's it. Yeah,
yeah.
exactly like
Yeah.
that. Exactly like that.
Yeah.
I picture it living a debauched life like the bloke's daughter in Taken. You know what I mean? He's been abducted. His body's being sold to Eastern European sort of pimps. That's how I picture his life now. I just picture him just being absolutely, just being treated poorly, and I just want him back. So I would yank that like Thor's hammer from wherever he is
Yeah.
and put that in a museum for safety. That's the other. Yeah, that's what I'd do.
Nice.
Miss you, Bugs. Miss you, buddy. It drops my fucking backpack.
If you see this and you're out there,
I keep meaning to go to like.
please.
What I keep thinking about doing is going to like Parisian Facebook groups and just plastering pictures of them all over.
Yeah,
like like a missing child. And
Yeah.
say, please, if you see this one,
Yeah.
he's got a very noticeable.
There's him and Maddie. We're all looking.
Yeah,
for.
yeah. I almost said that. I thought, I'm going to just quickly detour around the manager. And I thought, plaster him everywhere. Yeah, just like fucking Maddie. And then, but because he's got like a Now, me and my brother argued over him once, and that's why there's a rip in his crotch. Okay, that's why there's a perfectly penis-shaped hole in between his legs, right? But that's what I've been reluctant to do it, because I've been going, the reason you can identify as my Bugs Bunny because there's a perfectly penis-shaped hole in between. Whereas
there's a penis-shaped hole in between his legs, and he's really crispy inside.
But ignore that. It smells fishy, and it's got like for some reason I put a Cheerio under his tooth flap, and then that stuck there for about 15 years. That's probably still under there. So if you're in Paris and you're a fucking dirty thief and you stole my Bugs Bunny all those years ago, I'd like him returned. So that is my national treasure.
Okay, that's cool. Well, that takes us to the end of the show.
Marvellous.
That's the grand tour of Esper.
Who wants to? Well remembered. Who wants to come live in my utopia? Utopia with me?
I'm not sure.
I'm a bit wary of the pit there, Steve.
We need to fine tune a few bits.
Pokemon cards is all you needed to say to me. Everything else just went out the window.
Yeah, and you've still, and you still
I didn't hear about the pit.
People who enjoy the Pokemon card aspect don't go in the pit. They belong in the palace with me. It's the dissenters. That's right. Yeah, you'll be launching people in the pit in no time.
I'll be your advisor.
Oh, you've brought me a card. They've only graded for me.
It's the PSA 2 master in the pit.
It is not sick in the pit.
I've got a hunchback.
Oh, master, it's a PSA 2. Oh, throw him in the pit, master. I'll eat this one for myself.
Steve's there giving you little energy cards.
I'll keep it.
Thank you, sir.
May I add this one to my personal collection?
Please.
I like what you said when you said, but you could just not have a pit. That wouldn't have occurred to me for a second, because you're right.
He just shoots shit.
Yeah.
Have you thought about not having it? Anybody else got any opinions of the pit?
But it's funny because you're right. I could have just not imagined there being a pit, and that would have solved a lot of my problems. But that's my like psychology to a T. Well, sometimes my girlfriend will catch. I'll go like, well, what if you go out and this happens and do that? And she'll go, yeah, but none of those things have happened. You just imagined all those things. I go, oh yeah, you're right. Let's go actually live our actual lives in reality and stop worrying about those things.
Weirdly, by the way, my two friends had a song about a pit that they also imagined that they'd throw people in.
Oh, that could be the anthem.
And the theme was the pit, it smells like shit. The pit, and then you're just carrying them in like, please no. Shit. Yeah, and I've got that. When you said it at the start of the podcast, I was had that ringing in my head, just like.
That's interesting. That's a good. Yeah, we would get them to chant that as they threw people in the pit, like ceremonial. Each one happens 30 times a day. Ceremonial.
I take
each time.
You've seen Dune.
Yeah, of course. Oh wow.
So it's like.
I was thinking more like when the sloths off of Ice Age all start copying him. I was thinking more like that.
You boys have to watch Dune. It's that
two polar opposites.
For me, it's that and they're just like being dragged into the pit.
It sounds.
No, Jack.
Throw him in the pit.
We can do whatever we like. We can have a little bit of that going on over there. A little bit of that going on
You
over
do have to
there.
be careful as to what you do because you might get thrown in the pit because of that.
That's true. That's true. Yeah, if the ambience isn't quite there.
Why are you getting thrown into the pit? I enjoyed myself with the last pit throwing. It was too much. I broke the rules.
I got overexcited.
Yeah, it's hard to stay out in that pit. So is there anything else Utopia-wise you require? Or
that's all of it. If you're happy with your utopian planet, mate,
I've raised a few questions about myself, my personality and my psychology, but we'll get there through mandatory therapy.
Yeah, put yourself in that therapy session, you'll be all right.
Yeah, I think so. Or just keep barreling on.
Yeah, that's it. Do what we do, mate.
Yeah.
Plow
keep
on.
punching through that wall.
Yeah.
Fine.
Head first, eyes closed, can't go wrong.
Yeah, exactly.
That's how it works. Well, thanks for coming over, up, down. Thanks for coming on the show, Steve. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
I think I used too many words. You enjoyed your time?
Mate, I've loved it. You do a great show. You got a great thing going on here. You got a beautiful studio. You're very, very talented at what you do. It's nice. I know it's a real honour to have been asked to do it. I really appreciate that.
Yeah,
you're good fellas. I loved spending time with you.
Do you want to tell people at home where to find all your bits and bobs?
All my bits and bobs. You can look for so I think we're just pointing towards the podcast. So the Steve Calis Show, Calis spelled Calis, the Steve Calis Show. It's on all good podcast platforms, on YouTube, but really the dream is Spotify. That's where we want people to click follow and subscribe and come along for the journey. So the Steve Calis Show on Spotify, that's really what I want to get across.
Give it a follow, and it's good.
I appreciate that.
Keep cracking on, mate. Keep cracking on.
Yeah, appreciate it, boys.
To have people well, I guess on a similar level to us and stuff. That's just seeing other people doing well is always
it's always good.
The fun
and enjoying it. That's the biggest thing, isn't it?
Yeah, because there's not many podcasters. I mean, there's loads of podcasts, but like locally. Like you on one of your previous episodes, you were like, and we're the Lincoln's #1 podcast. I don't know if there is any other Lincoln podcast, but we're going to keep saying it. That's we do the same thing. I just do exactly the same thing. Yeovil's #1 podcast. There's some other guys over there doing pretty well, but hey, we're So yes,
we don't know anything else in there. We've just gone. Well, we're rolling with that now.
Yeah,
that's what we're having.
It's our own award. But it's been an absolute pleasure, mate. I think that's everything. I've got to do the spiel now, and I always forget about that. Do you want to do it this week?
I can do.
Come on, tell everybody.
Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. All of our subscribers. I'll start again. I'll start again. I'll start again. Don't forget to like, share, and comment on all of our content. Subscribe on YouTube. Follow on Spotify. Review us on all the podcast platforms. Follow us on all the social medias. At Utopia Project Pod, grab some merch, join the Discord, all that sort of stuff. Get involved.
Join the Patreon as well. It's as little as £1. It's £1 a month to help us carry on doing what we're doing. If it's your first time here, stick around and we'll show you more good stuff, I guess. I think that's it really, Jack, isn't it?
Delightful.
That's been Steve Calis. Thank you very much again, mate.
Thank you.
I've been Chunky T. Thank you very much for coming along.
I've been Jack Magic. See you on the flip side.
Sharpie's not here, so he can't say his bit, and then I'll say my bit.
That's
and this
really
has been the Utopia Project. Goodbye.
Welcome to Utopia, please make yourself at home. It's the only place on earth where you can bitch and moan. There's something here for everyone to make you feel quite great. Just as long as we've already let it through our gates. This is our dreamland, this is Utopia. Yet another little podcast for you. This is our dreamland, this is Utopia.